Why Unsafemoon? Unsafemoon aims to break down the technical barrier presented in crypto today with a user-friendly and easy-to-use platform. Unsafemoon is working to open the floodgates to millions of aspiring cryptopreneurs by offering a simple-to-use toolkit to build the project of their dreams. Hashtag the moon is haunted.
Kick your summer off in style with the brand that's reinventing men's basics, Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is so much more than just underwear. Their full collection includes t-shirts, polos, button-ups, shorts, pants, swims, and so much more. With light and breathable fabric technology, Mack Weldon keeps you cool and comfortable all summer. From work to working out, happy hour to playing with your kids, Mack Weldon has men's essentials for whatever your day includes. Matter of fact, when I hop about the pool to chase down the ice cream truck, I know Mack Weldon swims, Vesper polos, Maverick Tech chino short, and radius short will have me doing it in style. Dive into Mack Weldon's swim line with trunk and board short options that are quick to dry and have 4-way stretch fabric. When you're not in the pool, Mack Weldon's new Maverick Tech chino short and radius short are the perfect additions to your summer wardrobe. Mack Weldon also has a free loyalty program called Weldon Blue with free shipping for life. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/peasants and enter promo code peasants. That's PEASANTS. That's MackWeldon.com/peasants, promo code peasants for 20% off. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 903. We got Hellbent.
Hi, good to see you.
Yeah, welcome back again.
Hell.
Cut the music.
Oh.
We got a live band in studio. I have
Bent?
to do that.
Yeah, it's actually Paul Shaffer. He used to do the Tonight Show with David Letterman.
Yep.
Or the Late Show.
Oh, that ain't cheap.
Yeah, he's
No.
he's
Well,
off camera though.
He's falling on hard times.
Yeah, video rights will cost
I
us more.
understand.
He just sits in the
Entertainment
corner.
industry's volatile.
Yeah. Yeah, once David Letterman kicked him to the curb, it's like, what does he have left? You know, he's the one that wrote It's Raining Men.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, he wrote that song.
I'm not
And then
surprised.
And then when
now
I heard
think about
that,
it.
I'm like, is Paul Shaffer gay? And I looked it up. No evidence of Paul Shaffer being gay.
Well, I know that my grandmother was in New Orleans and she saw him there with a boy. So
I hate it when people say New Orleans.
Why?
God damn it.
Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
That's not how it's said.
How do you say it?
No.
Nolans?
That's how out
Okay,
of touch
my grandmother
white
was
people say
in
it.
Nolans and she saw
Okay,
Paul
that's way
Shaffer.
better.
She saw
Yeah,
Paul
go ahead.
Shaffer
New Orleans.
with a boyfriend.
Okay.
So
I like that.
we don't have to look it up online if we take my now passed away grandmother's word.
I don't want to take it.
Rest
She's
in
a
peace,
liar.
Graham.
She's telling the truth, man. She said he was a very sweet man, and they had a lot of good times.
They had a
looking
lot
at
of
each
gay
other.
butt sex.
Yeah, they were at the same
all
restaurant
over.
or some shit. I don't know.
Same club, you meant.
It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. All right. One quick promo before we get into DP Action News. The DP Summer T-shirt sale is underway. Link in the description to our Teespring store. Join in on the hundreds and hundreds of people who have already cashed in on this 25% off all of the shirts in the store. Use the code DPSummer21 at checkout to get 25% off your entire order. This is the new DP shirt. There's some classic ones, Gymnastic Park, Manatees, Macaroni and Cheese, the band Ben and the old series of band shirts, the classic DP shirt, and more. Get into it now because you only have about 2 months left to get your shirts before the 25% off ends. I'm giving you ample time. Cash in on these classic shirts. Also, starting next week, you guys might want to sign up for Patreon because next month we are beginning a series which is basically Billy the Fridge as if he had been a member of DP the whole time.
I have been.
Reviewing classic DP content.
I'm going back for the first time because I haven't seen these episodes.
Yep. He's going to go and comment starting on episode 1.
Yeah, we're not going to go not going to go through every episode, right? We're going to go start with episode 1, get that out of the way, and then let the fans pick what I watch next.
Yes, we're going to be taking suggestions on which ones he does. And this will be part.
Karen had an insane meltdown in Victoria's Secret yesterday. Check the
I have it.
channel in Discord.
I
for
have
the video.
it. I already got it.
Glenderson Booper.
Yes, and it's for those of you. I want to pile it all in. It's going into the $10 content bin. So for all those of you who sign up for $10 Patreon, you'll be getting it starting next month. $10 content bin plus vlogs on the $10 level. So now's the time to sign up for the $10 level if you're not already on it.
If you're a $5 level, it's only twice the money you give us. And if you're a $10 level,
my semi-dirty ass Hellbent.
$20. I'll read your message. Eat my semi-dirty ass, Hellbent.
Yeah, he'll read your message.
Semi-dirty,
but he won't eat your dirty ass for $20.
No,
that's not a happening. That's not a happening.
I don't know. Put maybe 6 more zeros at the end of that, and if the money's on the table, I'd have to have a really hard think with myself. But thank you for the $20. That was generous.
Ooh.
Let's do the news. Here it goes. Whenever it starts.
He called me, sir. It got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
Oh. So this normally wouldn't be news, but there's been a trio of videos coming out. We're not going to watch them all, but we're going to skip through the 3 of them to make a major announcement and then try to figure out how the fuck we're going to make this work. Here's the first one.
I know they're gonna be my video. I'm gonna go live one day with Drunken Peasants podcast.
Cakes.
The lighting in this is very dramatic. He uses a lens flare the entire video.
Dum 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 dum. All the calendars.
I'm afraid of it breaking.
No, don't do it.
He's the greatest of all time.
I know me. One day I want to go live with Drunken Peasants podcast. I want to go live.
You want to go live?
I know me. One day I want to go live with Drunken Peasants podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's more calendars on those walls. He has more calendars.
Well, he knows what day it is, probably, right?
He's got like 20 calendars.
He loves them.
I know me. One day I want to go live with Drunken Peasants podcast. talk about my videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's a sweet boy. All right, here's the second one.
Hey, I'm going to do part 2 of Drunken Peasants podcast.
What's that jug of juice on
Tampico?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Sure.
It looks like he's got some more in the back there. I think you got to refrigerate that.
Drunken Peasants.
Drunken Peasants.
Drunken Peasants.
Drunken
I want
Peasants.
to be on a live.
He's an
I
angel.
want to be on a live.
He's gonna fly away.
Drunken Peasants.
Don't fly
Flap
to
your
heaven now,
wings.
KJK. Don't fly away. We need you.
He's a very talented
Check
guy.
this out real fast.
JK.
He looks like a big pumpkin.
KJK.
Drunken Peasants.
He's slapping his hips.
I want to be on a live.
Yeah.
I want to go live with Drunken Peasants Part 2.
I want to be on the
I wanna go
payroll.
live. I'm going to dance in the bed. I ain't going to say too much.
Spread your wings
flapping my
and
wings.
fly away.
Oh, yeah, they are his wings.
So right there, though. So I'm like a fat black statue.
Yes. Statuesque physique.
I'm like a fat black statue.
Statuesque physique. Man's is a statue.
So that's the chair's like the podium, and then he's the statue. I get it now. It's all coming together. Can we just get that as a statue? I'd like that in front of my town hall.
Oh my God.
Look at where I'm standing. Like I'm on top of the world.
Top of the
I was
world.
out there yesterday. Yesterday morning I'm there. Yeah, yesterday morning. I am on top of the world, my son. This one is about the Drunken Peasant podcast part 2.
Okay.
Part 2?
And here's the last one.
I know, man. I'm going to do one more video of Drunken Peasants. I want to go live with them. So I'm putting it back off.
He's dressed nicer in this one.
Yeah.
Notice that?
I like how we've seen just about every angle of his room now, too.
It's like he's going to church
Man,
or
the calendars.
something. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there's calendars on this side
Yeah.
of the room, too.
Yeah.
Dude, all of his wall space is covered with a calendar.
We've pretty much seen the entire room now. If we wanted to rebuild this in a 3D model, we could do it.
Man, you guys get all the cool fans.
Yeah. KJK is pretty awesome.
Hey, everybody.
I think someone told him, like, don't stand in front of the window because it washes you out.
Me?
Maybe.
See, I want to go live with Drunken Peasants part 3.
Yes, we want you. We got to figure out
Drunken Peasants.
Drunken Presents. You're a gift.
Drunken Peasants.
You're a gift to us,
I
KJK.
just want to dance in the river for Drunken Peasants.
We got to figure out a way to get him through Skype. Sign him up.
Yeah, why do you even
So
have
I'm
me here?
on-
You can have this guy on every week.
I'm on top of the world in the sky.
He'd never miss a day. He's got all the calendars.
I love my little calendar guy, KJK. Every day of the year.
So I'm flapping my wings. So me, I want to go live with Drunken Peasants podcast.
I don't know. I need to find a way to make it happen. I don't know how to contact him aside from commenting in his videos. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
KJK.
you're just gonna have to keep that line open.
What's the best email for KJK to email us at?
Ben at drunkenpeasants.com.
Let's get it. KJK, send us an email.
Yeah.
We'll know if it's a real one or not. How could you possibly impersonate this magnificent guy?
You can.
No one could.
Yeah.
Drunken Peasants.
Let's get the likes up on this video, people at home.
If you hit like, YouTube likes the video more. It helps everybody out, right?
Yes.
Sometimes, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, in theory, when you click like, it gets sent through a really elaborate computer network worth more than an entire generation of your family will ever make. And where does that like go? Sometimes it helps the video get more viewers. Other times it just kind of, I don't know. I have no answer for that. Where's the Google pit? Where's the data pit? Drunken Peasants.
Yeah.
I
You
would
just
love
got to
to
replace
see
the theme song now.
Drunken Peasants. I would love to see the adorable Hulk on the Drunken Peasants.
I am the adorable Hulk.
Yes. Yes.
He is kind of adorable.
He's the adorable Hulk.
So, here's our lead story. Deadpool in the MCU.
It's about time.
Well, I mean, where's X-Men in the MCU, right?
It's about time.
Yeah.
Well, he's pretty much X-Men, right?
It's all he was originally, but we can all agree his character originally was very different from what it evolved into.
Yeah.
He was basically
Kinda
just
like-
a ninja Deathstroke copy.
Yeah, but that's the best thing about characters is they're never what they start out as.
That's the weird thing about Marvel, I would say, is that Marvel ripped off a lot of DC characters.
It was back and forth.
And then made them...
they stole from each other a lot.
That's
they did a lot.
You did it too.
No, they literally would steal from each other all the time. There's like a long history.
Jack Kirby worked for both.
Yeah, but there's like a long
They also
history.
shared a lot of employees and would constantly snipe talent from each other. So I guess when it's like that hard to where, it's like, well, I'm going to snipe this guy. He's mine now. Oh, yeah, well, I got your Batman guy or whatever.
Yeah, like the same guy who created like the art for Darkseid and the New Gods and all that shit for DC created X-Men and other shit. Jack Kirby, he was like the visual artist for Marvel in the 60s and 70s. I mean, it's crazy because Stan Lee cashed in on that forever. Jack Kirby probably could have equally, if not more, cashed in on that if he had lived longer, like Stan Lee did.
Stan Lee was putting himself out there, like
very
through
elderly.
Mallrats. When he was in Mallrats, like he wanted to put himself out on the screen.
Yeah, Jack Kirby died in I think like the early '80s or something. He didn't get to live the success of those kind of properties ended up living. It was like selling books in, very specific stores, comic book stores everywhere. It didn't reach the heights of like major motion pictures that it ended up doing.
If you look at how much money Sony gave for the rights to like the entire Spider-Man universe in film, it's nuts. And they had the option to buy so much more of Marvel, the film rights, and they were like, nah, we just want Spider-Man.
Kirby died 94. All right, 94. Early 90s. Long before like the mainstream success of Comic-Con and all that kind of shit and the mainstream success of comic book based movies.
And a year before
the 94 Fantastic Four movie came out.
It was a year before.
Yeah, he got to see the cartoons, right? Like the ABC stuff, and
Fox, the Fox X-Men. Maybe he saw the beginning. Oh, maybe that was like the year before that shit came out.
The X-Men
95.
cartoon.
Yeah, I was in middle school, I think, when that came out.
I thought it was earlier than
maybe
94,
it was.
but
Maybe it was. But that's the most success, like media success, Jack Kirby got to see.
Yeah, but who needs media success when you're a creator?
He wasn't making the type of money that Stan Lee ended up making.
But who needs money when you're a
I'm
creator?
not gonna do this. Who doesn't need this? Like, what is
Money's
this even?
just an
How is this even
idea.
relevant?
As long as people remember me after I'm gone, that's all that matters. So I'll just starve to death now. Hey, you know what? I'll help you out.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Did he starve to death?
Vincent Van Gogh had a good time making other people rich hundreds of years after he died, right?
Yeah, totally
he died
wouldn't be bitter about
insane
that if you brought him back.
with one ear, and
Well, real artists don't do it for the money. We do it because we can't do anything else. I understand why you would act this way, Ben. You have no idea what it's like to be a true artiste.
Why don't you ask the guy who makes beats for you what it's like?
Well, hello there, and what's up, Reaction Faction? It's Deadpool. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and follow me on Patreon. Last week, you all really liked my Cruella trailer reaction video. Where are the f***ing dogs?
So Ryan Reynolds is doing reaction videos as Deadpool now, or Deadpool, who refuses to admit he's Ryan Reynolds. I don't know what's true. If like you believe Deadpool, he's not Ryan Reynolds. But these movie reactions are funny either way. It's cute.
So like, is this stock footage or is it really someone? Is it Ryan Reynolds?
This is Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's doing like he did the Cruella video. Was it last week or whatever? Now he's doing for Deadpool's doing the movie review for Ryan Reynolds' new movie Fall Guy.
Okay.
And this brings him into the MCU. Because they bring the MCU character Korg on with him.
I didn't see a lot of these movies. Wasn't there kind of like a weird connection between the Deadpool movies and the other two universes?
Well, the Deadpool movies referenced a lot of other stuff. Officially, like the X-Men from the new X-Men, like the James McAvoy X-Men. He played the professor.
Yeah.
They made a cameo in the Deadpool movie. I think he might have made a cameo in one of their movies too, but I'm not sure because I didn't see the last X-Men film.
This week, I'll be reacting to a trailer for a movie which I honestly thought came out like a year ago. Free Guy. Apparently it's this August. We also have a guest reactor this week, Korg, who was not my first choice, but apparently everyone else was too.
That's the MCU team up right there. Korg was in Thor Ragnarok. He was in was it Endgame or Infinity War? One of those, right?
Yeah.
It was Endgame, right?
Like
Yeah, it was
the
Endgame.
Ragnarok movie, then Endgame.
Yeah.
With Fat Thor playing Fortnite. I remember that. That's about all I remember from the movie, though, unfortunately. I fell asleep.
Busy over on Disney Plus. Say hello, Korg.
Hello, I'm made of rocks. Thank you for having me, Paul. Sorry you're dead.
Jesus Christ. Let's take a look.
My name is Guy.
Oh, he's named Guy, like the movie's title.
That's pretty clever. Is it?
I've got a best friend.
This is the greatest cup of coffee of all time.
Mondays, am I right, Joe?
You said it,
Okay,
guy.
let's just pause.
Who is his best friend? I can't tell who that is. He looks kind of like Lil Rel. Sounds kind of like Lil Rel, but it doesn't look exactly like Lil Rel. Does anybody know who that is?
This guy?
No, the guy in the cop hat was his best friend, right? I can't tell. Maybe it's Yoda. Is that Yoda?
Is that Yoda? This guy.
Who is that?
The actor?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
I can't
Yeah,
tell.
I have
who
no
that
idea.
is.
But that's the most interesting thing that's happened so far. Is wondering who
Mondays, am I
that
right,
is.
Joe?
You said it,
Okay,
guy.
let's just pause for a second and let everyone comment first, or this trailer gives away too much, or Ryan Reynolds is just me, which is super insulting, by the way. All done?
And I work at the bank.
Everybody down on the ground!
I thought I had everything I needed. But then I met her.
Oh, Jodie Comer.
Foster.
God, I love her so much. Oh, I hope they don't fridge her.
Do you know what fridging is?
What is it?
Fridging is when you kill off the main woman character to push the plot forward for the male character. It's called because like there was a lot of stories where women. Oh, I think it was a distinctly a Marvel story where a woman was killed and found in the refrigerator. I can't remember exactly where it goes back to. Might have been Selena Kyle or Felina. Who's the Black Cat character? What's it got there? Felicia.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, like Felicia something. I think you got it. Well, I can't remember the other half either.
I'm only kind of a nerd. I don't know this stuff.
Well, it's the
Yeah,
practice
I know,
of
yeah.
killing off or hurting a female character in order to motivate or torture the main character, also known as Deadpool 2. Thank you for asking.
Ah, we call that bridging.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you.
It's just so
There's something inside you, Guy. They expected you to just fall.
It's like a hostage situation.
More than that. Put these on.
Okay, fine.
Oh my God!
What are these, trick glasses or something?
It's about trick glasses. The glass tricker.
And how many movies use the Who Baba O'Reilly?
Everybody does that now. This is this a sequel to They Live?
Yes.
This world, it's a video
that'd be
game.
painful.
You're not real.
Yeah, when he puts the glasses on.
I'm the guy responsible for this world.
Any thoughts on our villain, Korg?
Looks like he's got 4 arms, and the 2 lower ones have got gloves on. I like them.
You have a Disney Plus show, don't you, face? Oh, God. Ooh, trademark infringement.
Doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters? I am sick.
The joke with the main villain is that was Taika Waititi, and that's the guy that voices the character Korg that's talking about him.
Yeah.
It's all very cute for those of you that
interesting
don't know.
how it all fits together.
I guess I think was Taika Waititi also in Green Lantern when Ryan Reynolds was in Green Lantern?
How long ago was that movie? I don't even remember.
Oh,
jeez.
It's very
Like-
forgettable.
Like 12 years ago or something?
I want to say like it was 2009, right? It looks like a 2009 movie in my brain.
I was very excited for it because Green Lantern and the whole Green Lantern universe, you could write a good story around. You really
Well,
could.
there were many good stories written
could.
around it, right? Like that's the whole thing with comic books. Is just about
already
every
written.
character that we know has had hundreds of good stories.
I already knew most of what was going to happen in all of the MCU movies because they recycled the storylines from the comic books, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you got like the copyright stuff, right? So when you saw DC was pouring money into movies, it's like, oh, so they can have the whole cast there, Batman or whoever could just show up, and it's not like this huge contractual big issue. So yeah, I think when I saw they were pouring money into DC movies, I was like, oh, good. So no more of this, oh, Doctor Doom can't be there because Fox owns Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man can't be there because Disney. You know what? That's the only good thing to come out of all those companies becoming one giant behemoth. I like that. More behemoth. I want bigger companies that own everything.
Sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
I know this world is just
Look at him go. That little blue shirt. Oh, his face is so punchable.
Thanks, guy.
I'm gonna be the great guy.
Well, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity. Off you go.
This whole good guy routine is ruining the game.
Woo! Terminate him.
That's Taika Waititi.
He seems quite nice, actually.
A rabbit. Oh. Maybe this is the live-action Thumper we all haven't been waiting for.
Live-action Thumper, like from Bambi?
Yeah, because they make all the live-action Disney movies.
He gets all Twitter-pated, and then he's bang, 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 bang.
I love Thumper.
God, he would get Twitter-pated as fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of want to watch Bambi again now.
Jump! Jump and catch the ball!
Oh, useless.
Wow, body airbag. Love it.
I can't die!
Something bad's gonna eat up. There you go. Okay, this looks fun in a last days of Fox fire sale kind of way. Not sure if it was worth diverting Canadian Cumberbatch's little mind away from my next movie, or you know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised
4 out of 5 Nico Cotto avocados.
Ew, butt stuff.
Oh my God! Just kill me now.
Hey, it comes out on my birthday. Maybe I could take Chris Chan to go see this movie.
On a date?
Yes, I'm like, Chris Chan, let's go see Free Guy with Canadian Cumberbatch.
That's when it's so weird because 2 years ago, some of our fans hunted down Chris Chan at a BronyCon on the East Coast and got her to film a video where she was like, "Hi, Billy." And it was so hilarious. And now it's August 13th.
Friday the 13th. My birthday, Friday the 13th. And Chris Chan's going to be in town. Oh, my goodness. Can I just say we're gonna lose double virginity that day.
Maybe we'll film a blow-up doll porn down here.
No.
Why?
No, because we're going to be at a freaking BronyCon. We're going to have sick brony parties.
Hi, Billy.
What a cursed day.
Yeah, it's gonna be cursed.
I was trying really hard to think of a nice thing to say. I want you to know that. That was the best I got.
Hi, Billy. It's Christine Chandler coming to you live from BronyCon.
Yeah, I want to thank
That's
Lord
scary.
Magicus for getting that video, and Spec for putting it together.
Spec, can you link me that video in the live chat?
The both of you fucking suck.
If you have it.
You don't have to do that.
Oh, no. I must.
I think Free
It's
Guy
not
looks
an issue, right?
so cute. It looks so cute. Yeah, August 13th is my birthday. I'm a Leo. Remember that, guys. I'm a sweet boy. And when I set up this GoFundMe to get me to BronyCon, I hope you all donate. And I'll be doing exactly what Christine did. And I'll give you all...
I can't believe how much they made.
Thank you videos. And I'll give you all hand-drawn art depending on the amount you donate. I'm literally stealing Christine's entire GoFundMe plan to get me to BronyCon.
Yeah, but you live like a short drive away from it.
Ben, there's always going to be naysayers and doubters.
You're not like an 8-hour flight. You could walk there if you like really.
Yeah.
You
I was
could
gonna
bus
say, if you want to raise that much money, Christine was gonna drive, but she was lazy and didn't do it. just walk. You should walk to Bellevue from
No,
where you live.
I'm
What?
I'm not
Why?
going to listen to the haters.
Why?
I'm not going to listen to the haters.
You can't walk?
No, I don't have to. I'm going to take a limousine thanks to our loving, supporting fans.
Don't do it, guys.
Do it, guys.
Don't
it's my
do it.
birthday. Why wouldn't you do it? You guys actually owe me this. You actually owe me this.
Case in point, not to do it.
No, case in point to do it. It's my birthday. If you don't do it, we're going to have actual problems, guys. I got to go to BronyCon in style. I'm going to make a custom fit, a brony fit. I need a high production budget from my limousine riding, Christine
flying.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right. If you can make a song for her, maybe.
I got to make a Sonichu medallion out of donuts.
Yeah.
Donut, my
Get him
donut
to-
chew
get him to
medallion.
Film a music video with
Here
you.
it
That'd
is.
be perfect.
Hi, Billy.
Hey, what's up? It's Billy the Fridge.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, welcome to We're so cheesecake.
Please disappear, please disappear.
Hi, Billy. This is Christian Cameron coming to you live from BronyCon. You're an awesome dude, and you have an awesome day. You're very often. Billy, which stuff is not wrong? He don't like giant chicken.
See you, Billy.
You don't like a giant chicken.
Fuck you, Billy.
That was great.
Yeah. He don't
So
like
13th, huh?
Yeah. He don't like a giant chicken. Did you hear that part?
I heard it, but like with everything else going on at the end there, I was kind of overwhelmed.
Yeah, so we're going to get that GoFundMe up. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to have VIP pass. I have a brony outfit made just for me. Christine and I going to clop our way to the brand new movie starring Canadian Cumberbatch, Free Guy. It's going to be good times. I think there's a movie theater right across the street, right?
I think, or at least down the street.
Yeah, I'll be like, Christine, let's go watch a movie together. I'll buy the popcorn. What was the thing Christine said in the video? I'll get a hotel room.
Yep.
I wish I could quote that stuff.
Do you want me to play it again?
No, I don't.
Okay. Check this out.
7-point plan to restore Donald J. Trump in days, not years. 1.1. Reveal Achilles' heel. Pull back the curtain on the horror show that is today's Democrat Party. Watch Pelosi melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. See the massive Black Caucus and other key groups flip unexpectedly and watch the tables turn. So that's that first point had a lot of points to the first
Multiple
point.
points in the first point.
I gotta say, the first point seems like 7 points.
Yes.
Let's
That
count
would
it.
take probably a longer time than a few days.
Reveal the Achilles heel. That's the main. So we'll count that as like the title of this point. But this point is pull back the curtain on the horror show that's today's Democratic Party. Watch Pelosi melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. See the massive Black Caucus and other key groups flip unexpectedly and watch the tables turn. So that's 4 right there on the first point. Number 2, witness a trusted conservative elected as Speaker of the House and finally reveals suppressed results of existing investigations into election racketeering. That's like
That's
2
one.
point. That's a 2 point.
Oh, okay.
You got to get a conservative in, and they got to reveal the suppressed information. That's like 2 points. 3.
There was, I mean, sure, whatever. They can do it. They can look into it.
Correct the official record. Reveal that Trump legitimately won the 2020 election. I mean,
on this?
Yeah, we just said
just did
reveal
3,
suppressed. We just said reveal suppressed. Finally, reveal suppressed results in part 2, and part 3 says reveal that Trump legitimately won the 2020 election. You're reusing points when you've already used more than 1 point per point.
I like how from now on there's going to be a huge amount of Republicans that aren't going to bother voting because they don't think it's real. Like, they don't think it actually counts for their vote. So a lot of them probably won't vote.
Yeah, we should tell them the best way to vote is to donate to LGBTQ causes.
Why not? What's your LGBTQ cause of choice?
The Big Black Caucus.
The Big Black Caucus.
The Massive Black Caucus. Number 4.4. The Speaker of the House drafts articles of impeachment for Biden-Harris. 5. Citizen Donald J. Trump is placed into the line of presidential succession behind the vice president by electing him Speaker of the House.
That's mental.
6. Speaker of the House Donald J. Trump then calls for a vote to impeach, charge, and remove imposters Biden and Harris. 7. Duly impeach, charge, and remove Biden-Harris, whereby rendering all acts of said imposters while in office null and void and of no effect. Then duly elected, Donald J. Trump resumes his rightful place as U.S. President. For more info on Trump in days, not years, visit trumpcard.patriotssoar.com.
I love how the Republicans have made a 75-year-old man the only possible leader of their party. What the fuck are they going to do when he croaks?
Can we update this to have like somewhere in the middle of the points have Donald J. Trump go one-on-one with Jake Paul in a boxing match to get his presidency back? Do you think they would buy into that?
No.
I don't know. They buy
See,
into
if I
some pretty
find a
crazy
card
stuff.
like that, I look at it for half a second and throw it in the trash. It's usually what happens. I've seen stuff like that all the time.
Oh, the worst. The worst is when the Christians have those fake $20 bills, and they put them under the plates at the restaurants, so they think the person's getting a tip, and they're like, "This is the real gratuity. Choose Satan or choose
Satan.
Choose God over Satan." And in lieu of a tip, I'm giving you great blessings. Come to this church. And it's like, there's a freaking $20 bill halfway under that dirty plate you left, you prick. But it's not a $20 bill. It's your stupid ad for Christianity. Like, for I don't believe in hell, but I would do so many different sins to make a hell happen that those people went to. It's so bad.
I'll just go for my $20. I'd be like, you owe me $20 now.
Yeah.
We can see
Which like if you want, you can go to a church and you can just dip into the collection plate and pull $20 out. I feel like that's fair.
Texas.
All
We're
right.
handed little cards. And those little cards were titled 7-Point Plan to Restore Donald J. Trump in Days, Not Years. Yes, folks, there is a group out there that has a 7-point plan. You know, really easy, just 7 points.
Real
on
easy.
how to reinstate
Yeah, the amount of points make it easy, not like the impossibility of Trump getting into any of this.
Donald Trump
Guys,
as the
it's
president
really
of
easy. It's 7 points. First, all
It's
you
so
have to
easy.
do is attack the Capitol.
the United States
Much
in
down
days.
there. We don't have a
So,
country
you know,
anymore.
I guess mark your calendars because this is apparently what they think is going to happen. I'm going to read this 7-point plan, every point of the 7-point plan. Here they are. Number 1, reveal Achilles' heel. Pull back the curtain on the horror show that is today's Democrat Party. Watch Pelosi melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. See the Black Caucus and other key
we
groups
read
flip
these.
unexplained.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he'd have some extra commentary. Oh, here he is.
Is this okay? Tupac. The first album that came out for Tupac after he died was Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory. Maybe the 7-point theory is going to bring Tupac back to be president. We all think it's a Trump.
That's just the way it is.
Things will never be the same.
That's just the way it is.
Things are never going to
Okay,
change.
actually, before I even get to the other 6 points, okay, cool, yeah. If all of those things did happen, sure, that would be good for conservatives, right? But you got to actually have a plan on how to make those things happen.
No,
you can't
it's
just
7
say
points, dude.
if all these no, that's not
My 999 plan.
not a plan at that point. That's a fairy tale. That's a fantasy.
Whoa,
Come on,
whoa.
I'm surprised what this guy is saying.
do better, 7-point people. Number 2, witness a trusted conservative elected as Speaker of the House. And finally, reveals suppressed results of existing investigations into election racketeering. There are no suppressed results.
Wow, that's what you say. Obviously, this guy is placed opposition by the Democrats.
Everything
And
has been
Republicans.
revealed. In fact, the only results that we don't know about is what's going on with that Arizona ballot audit. Right? They copied all the ballots and then they kind of took off and they took them to this warehouse in a forest in Montana, last we knew. So, yeah, that's what's being hidden, you nut jobs.
Whoa. You can't just call people nut jobs because they're crazy.
Other people are nut jobs, but he thinks they took Arizona votes and they're hidden in a forest in Montana.
That's what happened, yeah.
I mean, it's slightly less crazy than writing down
I'm doing
like
a
7
Billy right
plans
now.
to.
They did an audit. I got to piss really bad.
Me too, but I'll let you go
I'm
first.
going to go piss really quick.
No, he's pissed. Do you want to do the
I'm
piss,
fine.
Mike? No, I gotta go so bad. Hold on, you don't want to piss, Mike? I gotta go so No. Okay. He wouldn't do the piss,
Well, there
Mark.
you go. No
Guys,
piss, Mike.
if we could reach $75 of our goal when I pee when Billy comes back, I'll do the piss mic, which means I'll have headphones and a microphone when I go to pee. Why not?
That's awful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So
That's-
this is like a hostage deal, right? If somebody can pay to torture everyone else, I like that.
Yes, the DP Studios. It's it's organic. That's what we do.
Freestyle.
Yeah. Last time he was peeing too. It got weird in here. What can we
Number
say?
3, correct the official record reveal that Trump legitimately won the 2020 election. Number 4, the Speaker of the House drafts articles of impeachment for Biden-Harris. Number 5, citizen Donald J. Trump is placed into the presidential line of succession behind the vice president by electing him Speaker of the House. Guys, I see how that... Speaker of the House Donald J. Trump then calls for a vote to impeach, charge, and remove imposters Biden and Harris. Duly impeach, charge, and remove Biden and Harris, whereby rendering all acts of said imposters while in office null and void and of no effect. Then duly elected Donald J. Trump resumes his rightful place as U.S. president. Wow. All right.
I like how he's laughing at them like they're
Let's be
crazy.
honest. Part of this plan, I guess, is technically...
I would say for any crazy thought I've had, knowing somebody's a little more crazy has always given me comfort. So, and money too. When I see those 7 plans, what I wonder is like, who's profiting off of it, right? Like, where does the money trickle come in on that? Because there's got to be something.
Right? Okay, technically plausible. And here it is. But, okay, let's get one thing out of the way, too. You can't do it within days. You actually would have to wait, until, I guess, January of 2023.
That's days. There's days.
Only
There's days
if,
between those.
Technically, it's days.
if Republicans retake the House of Representatives in the 2022 midterms, and there is a strong likelihood of that, don't get me wrong. But all of this hinges on Republicans winning the 2022 midterms. So I like how they say, in days, not years. No, your plan is literally several years out from even being able to be hatched at this point. So you are talking about years, you idiots. I would love to meet the person that put this thing together. I truly would.
Would you? What would you
missed
do?
your chance, weirdos.
What would you do if you met him?
He would call him an idiot.
Oof.
I just want to get inside their head for a minute because my God. But anyway, there actually is no rule in the Constitution or any of the laws that says that the Speaker of the House has to be a sitting member of Congress. Right? That is a glaring loophole that nobody's really taken advantage of, and that's why people like Matt Gaetz just a week and a half ago actually said that he would vote for Donald Trump to be Speaker of the House because that is a thing that actually could happen.
He would first have to be elected to Congress, right? I don't see it happening.
And then, yes, he would, I guess, be placed in the presidential line of succession. He would be third. And then all you have to do, as they said, is impeach and remove Biden and Harris.
Very difficult.
The idea that Biden and Harris orchestrated this election steal and the entire world is going along with them, but we're going to be able to get a fair election to get Trump into the House and then expose and take them down. Like if they were able to conspire such a huge thing, you're not going to take them down through some backdoor House of Cards ripoff. It's not happening.
I've never seen flyers change much of anything, nor little tiny funny cards or fake $20 bills. I like the chick tracks. Those are kind of cool because at least you get a comic book. At least he provides a product with his propaganda, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all propaganda, right? So you look at that 7-point plan and you see the website. And again, when I see the website, I'm like, okay, where's the money coming on this? Because that's what, surely there's somebody within there who's like, yeah, and then we'll charge them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there like a, what was it? Republican SOAR? What was it? Damn website? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I ain't punching it in. I ain't about to like go to a website
Yeah, I wonder
like
how-
that. Maybe they just wanted to look at your computer. You know what I mean?
How far into the website are they asking you for a huge donation in exchange for like a Trumpy bear or some sort of, I don't know, Patriot NFT?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just really unlikely that somebody would spend the money on printing out thousands of cards, register a domain name, get a website, probably get a protection because, you know, people go after them. And then there's not like some kind of income flow going in over there. So, you know, I look past all the points. I'm like, yeah, this is designed to piss you off and get you excited. And then, oh, look, a little website I can go through. That's just a little trap right there, isn't it? I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
I mean,
I ain't going to look at it. I ain't going to weird-ass websites I find on cards on the sidewalk. No, thanks.
People will pay ridiculous amounts of money to have their delusions backed up. That's pretty much what YouTube skepticism was. People buying into this idea that somebody is like spewing your idea, your skeptic idea. And some people were right? And some people were awfully wrong. But it just became this echo chamber of people that followed people who told them what they wanted to hear. And they bought into Patreons. They bought into donations. It was a sickness that just fed and made tiny kings out of these man children and or women children. There were some ladies in the community that got a little buckaroos off of it, but it's all an echo chamber.
It's about the time I bounced off on it. I'd watch a few of them, then I realized, wait a minute, I'm angry watching this. And I'm like, well, I'm angry watching this. And I'm like, I'm just going to stop watching. That was a while back.
That's why I never watched. Were you on? No, I wasn't. Oh, okay. Ben put headphones on, grabbed the mic, went to piss, and we never heard him once. I was like,
channel was off.
See?
Hell yeah, we got spared. We had a riveting conversation.
I got
about
another
the
one on
skeptic
deck.
community.
You just wait.
Are you going to turn the piss mic into the dump mic? Ben, if you go on there and you take a dump on the mic, that would be so troublesome. That would be troublesome, Ben.
You're going to make them invent a new rule.
That's so troublesome.
No shitting on stream. It's disgusting.
Oh, I've dropped a
Not
couple
shitting.
of deuces before.
7-day ban.
It's not through the power of the poop mic.
In the next hot tub stream. We
Pop,
got the
lop,
shitter
and drop
stream
it.
here.
Biden shill the fridge. I think I've talked more negatively of Biden over the last 4 years than damn near anybody.
Biden's awful.
How are you going to back any of them? I always feel awful in conversations because of that. It's like, oh, wait, you got one.
Poot.
What'd you get there?
I thought Andrew Yang was interesting. I thought Bernie was interesting. I didn't think Bernie was ever going to win because in 2016, I was pretty sure they put the frickin' rocket jets on Hillary.
But
and they did.
Bernie definitely had a better chance than Yang.
Well, yeah, but also Bernie had to compete with a Democratic National Party that was in Hillary's pocket.
Yeah, I mean, if Yang had been around then and he was polling high, they would have done the same to him, and they would have been like, "Oh, he's a socialist."
But both of them brought on conversations that we have to talk about. They definitely taught people things about capitalism and the fate of our country if we leave them unchecked.
I like him, and I like some of his ideas, and he seems like a nice guy, but he couldn't even get the primary in New York City. I don't think he could ever be president. If he can't win New York, I don't know if he could win the presidency.
But he's
kind of wimpy.
He's got a
my
whole
opinion, just a little
group
bit.
of people interested in politics all across the country and outside of the world that wouldn't have been before. He's an organizer. He's one of those grassroots fellows. He could be an integral part of our future because he looks at humanitarian issues from a corporate viewpoint. And that's where we're going to have to go with this because unfortunately capitalism is locked and loaded.
He'll have to get an appointed position or something.
He looks more like a vice
Possibly.
president or like somebody up somewhere. I don't know about president, though. You know what I mean?
He could. I mean, he lost the primary in New York City for mayor.
Losing on home turf's a pretty bad sign of just being able to lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the people who you represent at the core aren't pushing you up, then like who do you expect to push you up?
Can we start a Bernie can still win campaign and get some cards
Let's do
printed
the
up?
Bernie can still win versus the Trump actually won people, and they can go head to
Yeah.
head.
Here's my 7-point plan for Bernie
Okay.
still winning. 1, Biden dies of natural causes. 2, Bernie carries Biden around like he's still alive
President Harris.
as president. No, Biden doesn't actually die publicly. He dies privately, but Bernie carries his body around
Weekend at
Biden's
Bernie.
via
But it's
Bernie.
Bernie.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
name's Bernie. Come on, man.
I can't.
That's a 2-point plan. That's a 2-point plan to get Bernie in the White House. Y'all,
You know,
y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? I just trumped the naysayers.
It's as good as idea as the other one, I guess.
It's a better idea because it's only 2 points. It's a 2-point plan. That, my friends, is how it's done.
Well, I gotta admit, any like several pointed plans that has like somebody dying in there usually does go by a bit faster. Once you introduce death to part of your list,
Without death, there can be no value to life.
I don't know about that, Billy.
Are you sure?
I never had to kill something to appreciate life.
You've
but
never
I'll
had
take
to
your
live
word for
forever
it.
either. You'd be amazed how mundane it gets after the first 1,000 years.
Ask
you
the
don't know I'm not gonna
Highlander.
live
Ask
forever.
Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod.
Yeah, Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod, he'll tell you.
Want to live forever.
Wasn't Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod? Didn't he hang himself while doing a FAP?
Clown.
No, he's still alive.
Oh, who was the guy that hung himself while doing a FAP?
That
Carradine.
was. I'll tell you. It was the guy from In Excess that did that.
I thought Carradine did that.
Oh, Carradine did too.
Wasn't he?
did,
Wasn't he
yeah.
Connor
Those
McLeod
are
of Clan
two
McLeod?
No.
Was he in
no.
Highlander?
That was the guy who played Raiden in the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s. That was the same guy who played Connor McLeod.
David Carradine wasn't. Was he in Highlander?
No, I don't think so. He was in Kung Fu with Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee came up with the idea for Kung Fu, but they gave the part to David Carradine.
David Carradine was Bill in Kill Bill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
His brother.
Now that I know.
His brother Richard, I think his name was Richard, was the dark-haired nerd from Revenge of the Nerds.
Was it Richard Carradine or I know the. Well, I don't want to say Robert.
It might have been. I thought it was an R.
That's his brother.
Yes. That was David Carradine's brother.
Was he also in Head of the Class?
No, that was a different guy. That was way after. That was like way after Revenge of the Nerds.
Irene, thank you for the $20 bottle.
So what you're saying is the guy in these movies hung himself while jerking it.
No.
Yeah,
Christopher Lambert.
That's where we
He's
started.
still alive. He's still.
Oh, okay. He's still alive. Good. All right. I was worried about him
He's
for a
getting
minute. I
this
was
guy
like, not
mixed up
another
with
one.
David Carradine.
Yeah,
it's not the same guy.
You know, that's a bad mistake to make. What if you meet this dude one day? You're like, oh, I thought you died jerking off.
This guy was
Good
married to
defeat.
Diane Lane.
Yes,
That's a good marriage.
I mean, he was a handsome young actor back in the day.
And
he's got that, like, as the Highlander, he has this unidentifiable accent. He's like, it's like JF meets Brett Keane accent.
Diane Lane was in a great film called Unfaithful. I don't know if you've seen Unfaithful. Quality film. It's got I think it's Richard Gere and Diane Lane.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays Superman's mom now, I think, in the DC films.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah. Good old times. Good old times. And AOC is set to be a millionaire in just a few years. Of course, politics is a rich... politicians are American royalty.
She's been in Congress for how long, and what is the salary of a congressperson? Plus, she's making side money now, too.
Yeah.
Like doing public speaking and that kind of shit.
And she's like... She goes on Twitch, and she gets like booming results streaming with other millionaires who sit on Twitch. Like it's the culture we live in right now. If AOC did an OnlyFans, she'd make 10 million, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The
No.
especially for
Please
being,
no politicians on OnlyFans. I don't want to see where that'll lead. We're
she's
gonna
like
get like
one of the younger, better looking politicians out there.
okay. I thought you were gonna see like Mitch McConnell or
No,
something
you don't know
on
who
there.
AOC is?
I think Pelosi could clear a
I
million a
know,
month.
but I'm kind of like I never really looked at Senate and gone, oh yeah, just not in my taste,
Well, okay,
man. Hey, you know what?
here's
No,
did
no
it.
offense.
Here's what it did. Here's what did it. I mean, she wasn't old enough to even run for president. How old was she when she got in?
AOC?
Yeah, like
I think 32.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, because she'll be old enough in 2024 to run.
If you can get me a time machine and bring Jackie O back and somehow have her as a congresswoman instead of JFK's wife, that might work.
We saw those pictures of Pelosi standing next to JFK. Like, Pelosi and JFK, if there were photos of that, she could put them up on the fans.
they were hanging out.
She could put that up on the fans with JFK, and she would make a million. Pelosi.
Someone put out this video of AOC. Hold on. And they were like, oh, this is going to embarrass her. But everyone was like, she looks really good in this video.
She looks happy. She looks like she's having fun. Why aren't we having happy, fun people
It was
in
like
Congress?
a college film that she made.
Yeah. The idea...
I don't see a bad thing in that video. It's somebody having fun. Oh, no.
The idea that you can't have fun and be a politician goes direct conflict with all the politicians that pay to have fun times with fun girls or fun boys in private. They're all about having fun and embezzling money. She's just doing it in a dancing form.
They want kids to vote, but they also don't want to be seen as people who have fun in their lives. They want to have a permanent stick rammed up their ass. Yeah, that's not a good strategy.
Look, you can dance if you want to. You can leave your OnlyFans behind. But if your OnlyFans don't have any dance clips, then there ain't no OnlyFans that I'm subscribed to. How dare she dance? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I almost think AOC had like a sock account post this and be like, "She's so stupid trying to dance," and then all her supporters were like, "She's wonderful. She's so wonderful." It's really what it
stirring the
does.
pot's all in good fun, right? That's like one of the nicer aspects of being a politician, I think.
That's
just
a
making everybody fight each other.
conspiracy theory.
Man, they do
That's
that.
a fucking Bill-spiracy theory.
People with fandoms do that all the time, though. They drum up fan support through sympathy all the time. All the time.
Everyone who's watching right now, please give the stream a like. Also, make sure you're subscribed, click the bell, all that cool stuff. Also, do the same for Hellbent. If you're,
oh yeah,
search
if you
him
like
up.
video games, I play those, and sometimes I act in other people's stuff, but there would be no way for you to find that too easily. So
Listen to that voice. By the way, I did a major
Voice of
ban
an
purge
angel.
of people who were banned in the chat. So there's going to be a lot of shitheads in the chat.
Welcome back, friends.
Yep, I did a ban purge. Everyone gets
not
another
stream
chance.
chat. No.
Yeah. Yep. Everyone gets
As long as it's not
another
some
chance.
bot trying to sell gambling cards to people, I'm usually happy just to see anybody at all.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I only ever ban people for my own personal opinions. Other than that, do what you
that's
want.
brave of you.
Yeah. Like if somebody says something I disagree with, I'll ban them.
I see people I'm unbanned. Yeah, you're unbanned now.
So yeah, if you got recently unbanned, like the stream.
Yeah, like it. You got another chance.
I feel like this is the least you could do
it's a clean slate. Stop being a shithead. Let's have fun. You're still watching. Some of you have been banned for years, and I'm seeing you popping up again already.
I love
that
it.
says a lot.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
All right. Check this out. A tropical storm hit New York City, which is like, that shit never happened that much north on the East Coast. And then like when Sandy happened, that blew everyone away. And now it's worse. Like a bigger storm could destroy a good part of the city.
Yeah.
Even like Midtown.
That's the most devastating thing to happen in New York City since whatever salsa was made before paste picante sauce.
This stuff made New York City.
New York City.
I
hope everybody watching in New York is very safe. That's scary.
I was working at a call center for a cell phone company, and the day Hurricane Sandy happened, I was working. I was in Albuquerque, and the phones were like buzzing off the roof, like with people whose like service had gone down, people who saw like power lines falling down. It's like, why are you calling the phone company? Call the electrical company. I would get all kinds of calls for shit that like, why are you calling the phone company for this? But it was insane.
People aren't very smart.
Everybody's getting slapped around by weather this year. It's actually interesting to say, how's the weather?
I'm looking at this. Years ago, I got banned for saying Hulu was as good as Netflix. I remember that. And that was like, none of the current people on the stream right now did that to you. I'm just pointing that out.
I like Hulu. It's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
None of the people present here were the people who banned you. I remember that. I remember that happening.
That's great.
In fact, Hulu kicks ass and is better than Netflix in like multiple ways. In fact,
oh god,
why even bother with Netflix when you have Hulu? And I say that as Hellbent. Hellbent sponsors Hulu, not paid for. That's a personal endorsement.
Hulu's got majority ownership from ABC Disney, right?
Yeah, when it first came out, it seemed like a Viacom thing, but I think now,
they shared it. But
it seemed like it was NBC originally that was like the main content.
And now NBC, I think, inched its way out into Peacock.
Yeah. What else we got here? Okay, Tropical Storm Elsa. Look at this. This is the subway in New York.
Oh God!
I'd be thinking if I was down there. If I was down there waiting for a train and that started happening, I would think I'm about to drown to death. Like, I'd be like, oh,
Ben,
God.
What they're thinking is, oh, thank God, somebody's going to wash out the piss smell finally. We've been waiting for so long.
You know what?
There's got to be a lot of...
I had a friend who lives in New York come to visit me here, and I took him on the light rail here, which
left,
is...
right, blue, red. It's all a machine, guys.
Machine.
Do you really want to contribute to the meat grinder by jumping into it like everyone else? Live free, don't join. Live a life that's free to pee.
I want to push
That's
people
my
into the meat
message to the
grinder. It's
world
way
you see.
fun.
My heart. You're going for my heart. You're referencing The Last Jedi while shitting on American politics?
So, yeah, I took my friend from New York City on the Link light rail, which is... right now, just a very small transit line, but it's about to get like 4 times the size of what it is now. And he was like, it's so clean here. Because I guess it's unbelievably clean here compared to there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, their subway system's ancient, though, right? So
it's pretty old. I've been to the one in London, though, which is even older. So it's like I've rode the one in London, in Paris, and in Rome. And that shit is crazy. Rome, they keep trying to expand it, but they can't because every time they dig, they hit a new set of ancient ruins that they can't go through. So they have to reroute it because it's all underground there. Like if you go there and you look at like old Rome, it's all like 20 feet down, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet down. They had to like dig it up. I don't know why that happens, but it's all down. Someone's gonna be like, "Bam, this is why this happens." I don't give a fuck. It's weird. Like you're in Rome, and they're like, "Oh, that's the Palatine Hill," and it's like all you have to like walk down like the Roman Forum. You have to like walk down into like a deep pit to get into like where all the shit is there. All the modern shit's like way up high and everything's like
For the good
down.
boys.
Brutalizer, cheers. Yeah, isn't that because over time that
It's like erosion.
Yeah, it like sinks into the ground.
Yeah, I think it's like soil erosion. I don't know. I don't know
Because the foundation wasn't built to hold that much weight.
I mean, it's everything. It's like all the like really cool 2,000 to like 1,500 year old Roman ruins are all deep down. Like you have to like go down a flight of stairs to get to them.
Well, while the Roman ruins may be buried, Roman Reigns is pushed to the top.
Superman punch. Boom.
For those of you that don't know, that was a wrestling reference. Drink.
Hell yeah. I love this.
Because Rome kept rebuilding on top of themselves, and that's what happened in Seattle, actually, after the Great Fire.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why
I say
there's
just tear the layers up, put down new stuff, make a big
like,
culture sandwich.
In Old Town Seattle, and they do tours of the underground, there's basically an old city underneath the newer city.
Yeah.
And you can go down there, and there's still, like, storefronts and shit. I think they should commercialize that shit. Like, let people go down there and open those old storefronts again.
Well, I think they wouldn't be able to for
There's probably,
safety.
like, rats and shit down there.
Well, none of it is clean, but also for safety purposes, that structurally.
Is it bad? Why do they let people go down there then?
You can go down in the certain areas, but if they started building underneath there, it would be.
What if they reinforced it?
It wouldn't. Well, I mean, it's the amount of money it's going to take to do that. Like the Lusty Lady, okay? The
Is
Seattle.
that part of the underground too?
Not well. I mean, it's you know where the Lusty Lady is,
That
right?
building is the oldest looking building out of any of those buildings around it.
Yeah, because they sold the sky rights to the Lusty Lady to the Four Seasons Hotel.
The Lusty Lady.
So they
used to
can't
be
build
like-
high.
The Lusty Lady used to be this like coin operated peep show in downtown Seattle, and it's right near like the touristy area of downtown, like the Pike Place.
It's like a
Market.
block or two down from the Pike Place Market, and it's quite a ways away from Pioneer Square. Where if you go to do the Seattle Underground tours, Pioneer Square is where you do them at. It's quite a ways away. I think it's like over a mile away.
Yep. Yeah,
and
it is.
all the way up to the Lusty Lady, there's still storefronts. If you go 3 or 4 stories down below that thing, there's still storefronts from like 1908. Okay.
Yeah, this is like Seattle Underground.
And the reason the Lusty Lady's sitting there unbuilt upon is because of the structural damage inside of it. They thought they were going to sell it off and they were going to be able to make condos there. But when that place closed down, one of the workers there brought me down underneath the Lusty Lady, showed me the underground part of the Lusty Lady, and showed me all the structural damage. He's like, joke's on them. They're not going to be able to build anything here. This is fucked. They won't be able to get a permit to build. And now it's over 10 years later, and it's still empty there.
Here's like the group of people going down there.
Yeah, I went on this, I don't know, about a year and a half ago with Captain Kirsch.
And like if you walk around Seattle, you notice all these like glass tiles in the floor, and that's skylight for the Seattle Underground. And it's everywhere, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm walking over these glass tiles.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine all the asbestos down there.
I don't think there is any. I think it's pre-asbestos. I think it's like that
It's
shit.
all from like the early, late 1800s, early 1900s type construction.
Okay. Well, it'd still
Actually,
be
I think
expensive.
it burnt down in the 1900s, so it's probably from decades prior to that.
Well, at least no asbestos then. But again, like Billy was saying, that's all underground and it hasn't been maintained. So it'd be like
they take
if the
tourists
foundation of your
there on
house
tours.
was loose. You know,
Parts
they
of
can
it
bring tourists down into the start of it, right? But I guarantee if somebody starts like going crazy on one of the pillars or something like that, they're probably looking at a lawsuit.
Well,
I mean, they can't be that safe.
There's a very limited amount of space that you're allowed to explore when you're down there, and there is a whole lot of space down there. You know, they go through like these areas where there's like old boardwalk areas and everything's boarded off, and there's fences on areas you're not supposed to go.
They've also bricked off some areas because they don't want people like sneaking down there and like having access to buildings.
And there's many other areas you can go into and sneak down there, and there's people who live underneath there.
You know what it's similar to? Chicago, because Al Capone built a whole bunch of tunnels to like connect like his warehouses with his speakeasies and his whorehouses and all that shit. And it's very similar here, but I guess this predates Al Capone though, for sure, because Al Capone was 1920s. Look, there's like booths. People had like a restaurant with an old cash register.
Yeah.
Also, this is a weird thing about Seattle. They have a whole alley where the walls are covered with used chewing gum, and that's like a huge tourist attraction.
The gum wall
That's gross, but kind of cool though.
The gum wall is like a block away from.
He ate a piece of gum off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
The gum wall is like a block or so away from the Lusty Lady, and before it closed down, Lusty Lady had a cum wall, and they would clean would clean that every half an hour. And it would still
well, I hope so.
People would just load up glistening freshies on the wall.
Billy,
it was bad.
Billy, people are telling me I need to show Hellbent pinwheels so he knows what the Lusty Lady looks like.
If you reach a certain goal.
Please.
Yeah, if you guys can get us to $250, we'll show pinwheels.
Okay.
I'm excited. That's an expensive show.
It's a Billy the Fridge classic song.
That's $120 away. So if 6 of you gave $20 right now, we'll watch Pinwheels right now. Sam's Underground.
We'll watch it right when I get back and grab another.
Dude, this
drink.
is kind of like something out of a horror movie.
Well, I mean, this is time and erosion, and that of course a horror movie is gonna like lend itself to those aspects. But it's also something out of like a history movie, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just an area of Seattle. B. Paul Julian says Seattle train underground has the best Seattle trains in town. There's not really trains down there.
No.
Like this area originally was where all the brothels were. There was
Donald Trump's grandfather. The first Trump property in the United States was in Seattle, and it was a whorehouse in Pioneer Square.
Yeah, they had a city line. South of this line, you could have a whorehouse, you could have brothels, you could have drinking.
It was the Wild West.
It was the dirty area of Seattle. South of this line and north of this line, it was clean. So all of the politicians would end up going down south of the line and making deals, and these whores down there were like very, very influential in the melding of Seattle.
The Triangle Pub, which is now closed because of COVID, was an old school whorehouse back, like speakeasy downstairs, or like a tavern downstairs, whorehouse upstairs.
I wonder how the whorehouses are operating now post COVID, like in Nevada.
Oh,
I wonder what the rules are there.
Well,
you can't stay 6 feet apart. You got to think all the girls are probably vaccinated, and that's good enough. Like,
yeah,
interesting. Morton Dave says, "I wish I could go to a whorehouse. Go to Nevada."
Let's see what this is. This is weird.
Annie's Campground in Shawano County, a business riddled with controversy. Tonight, the new backlash facing the owner over a social media post made shortly after a drowning on the property.
Oh, God.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Michelle McCormack.
And I'm Tom Zaleski. New at 10 tonight. Remember Campground owner Anne-Marie Retzloff? She's the one who stayed open during the COVID shelter orders, and later she declared her right to refuse service to Black Lives Matter and other groups.
Now, Local 5's Danielle Zolkowski takes
and now kids are drowning at her campground.
a closer look at her most
I mean,
recent
a kid
post.
can drown anywhere, but let's see how she reacted to a kid drowning.
Following a drowning.
That's the jewel.
Unfortunately, we had a drowning Friday night at approximately 8 o'clock. It was very tragic, and it was preventable from what I witnessed.
Owner Anne-Marie Retzlaff
It
says
was preventable from what she witnessed? What? How was it preventable?
It was preventable. I'm not getting up to help, though. No.
child in question was seemingly unattended during the tragic incident, and she is now under fire for her social media response to the incident. The post drew criticism from comments.
Wisconsin.
Enters for saying the child is in a, quote, better place, and then proceeding to advertise the vacancies on the campground.
I will say, she's trying to advertise the vacancies. I don't believe in heaven, okay? But I do believe imaginary heaven is a better place than this campground is. So she is right
Welcome
there.
to Camp Terror.
And then she's like, yeah, you know, he's in a better place. If you want to get to a better place, take up one of these vacancies.
It's
Hey, you want me to
One
kill you? It'll be great.
Commenter
You're gonna
said,
love it.
quote, even after your incredibly appalling post, you chose to keep your Facebook account active. If that doesn't show who you really are, you even continue to market your business with the loss of a precious, innocent child. Retzlaff says the weekend was so hectic, she has not spent much time on social media in the last few days.
I have not had
Aw.
time to look at any of the social media posts, so I'm not even sure what you're referencing.
The owner is
Nice glasses, dumb fuck.
I'm not even sure what you're referencing. All I did was post something on social media about heaven because Christian, and then I also said, by the way, we have vacancies. What's wrong with any of that?
God, I just involved myself in a child's death. Why is everybody so freaked out? By the way, want to come to my camp?
making it clear
Yeah,
that
that's not-
all bodies of water are swim
my
at your
God.
own risk.
What if parents start telling their kids, like, instead of boogeymans, they're like, we're going to take you to Camp Annie. If you don't shape up, we're taking you to Camp Annie.
And this pond was clearly marked with a sign that states no lifeguard on duty.
That is the parent's job, or whoever is here to be the supervisor of those children. And I expect people to be safe and be respectful.
Okay, we got to go back. Just take a look at this lady's attire
Yeah,
really
check
quick.
out her glasses.
Her weird tattoo
The heart
also.
glasses, yes. What is that tattoo there? I was
don't
going to
know
bring
what
that
that
up.
is.
So those of you watching at home,
I think that's just a bruise or something.
if you could, in case you can't locate the tattoo, it's just 3 inches up from her arm vagina. All right, so down in the bottom corner, you'll see she has an arm vagina there, okay? Go about 3 inches up, and there's some sort of tattoo. I don't know if it's an arrow pointing towards the arm vagina or what it is. It kind of layers almost level with the cross she's wearing, the Christian cross, along with the heart
piece.
glasses and the chandelier style earring. I just want to know more about her aesthetic. Like, is that why she couldn't jump in and save the boy? Because she didn't want to fuck up her salt and pepper hair, her beautiful salt and pepper hair?
Her future is so bright she doesn't see drowning children. So she gotta wear these shades so she can see him. Her love shades.
Yeah, I cannot tell what that tattoo is. I hope it's not just like some sort of racist iconography. I hope it's just a nice little, like, I don't know, like a
I
key.
think like a nurse messed up on an IV or a shot and it's just a damaged vein or something.
You think it's that?
She had to come.
Yeah, it isn't an awkward place to have that tattoo. Maybe it is like a liver spot or something.
Maybe she got some fatty corpuscles or something. Either way, those glasses are the dumbest thing to wear on television. Like, out of all that, if I knew I was going to be interviewed about a dead kid, I wouldn't put on my heart-shaped aviators. Maybe the cross. The cross is fine. The earrings are stupid, but whatever. But the aviators,
You know goddamn
I
well
expect
she's
to see
wearing
those
that
in like a
cross.
porn movie or something, but not on. I don't know.
That's a
This whole
smoking granny right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's gonna be smoking in hell pretty soon.
Chet Lemon.
She didn't like.
Chet Lemon says, that's a
Long for the
goddamn
world to know."
CEO of a lake if I ever seen one.
Yeah, Satan's gonna be like, oh,
I'm in love. Ooh, I'm a believer. Couldn't leave her if I tried. It's vacant there, guys. Go get yourself a room and seduce Camp Annie.
Respectful.
man,
says,
what a hellhole. Really.
Poor kid lost his life all because his parents probably thought they were supporting a nice MAGA business.
I mean,
is
it
still
looks
an open-
nice, relatively. I mean, if I saw a picture of that place and they said, it's a camp, you could send your kids here. We have counselors and stuff. I'd be like, well, probably impossible for them to drown there because, it's a camp. They're supposed to look after little guys. I can't imagine, like, seeing that pond there and seeing, like, a child drown and just go, oh, damn, that kid's going to die. And just watch. Like, come on, man.
Wet, hot, make America great again summer. I think obviously you can't blame her for this. A child can drown in the smallest amount of water. It's terribly sad. Just the way she reacted to this is like, by the way, we have vacancies. Sorry to say we lost one yesterday, but that just means there's more rooms open for families to come in.
I'd say the standard for camps should be very high when it comes to kids not dying. That's the stance I'm going to stick with. Accidents happen, but yeah, her follow-up makes it seem like it wasn't an accident, right? Like it was less an accident, more of like a Jason thing where
she said it could be preventable. Oh my God, little MAGA Jason running around.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I guess he'd be liberal if it's a Jason scenario. Maybe I shouldn't say that kind of stuff. A child died. Anyhow, yeah, that lady's crazy. Her aviators are the worst.
An investigation with the Shawano County Sheriff's Office. In Gresham, Danielle Zolkowski, Local 5 News.
Oh, thank God it's over.
Thanks, Danielle. Retzlaff has a preliminary hearing scheduled for August 13th on several charges, including failing to stop for police during a traffic stop earlier this summer.
She's going to court for something unrelated to this. On my birthday. Man, my birthday is going to be popping this year. Got Chris Chan, got Ryan Reynolds and Free Guy. We got this woman going to court.
Yeah.
I'm having best B-Day ever this year. My GoFundMe's going to break record numbers. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, guys.
I wish you luck on that. If there's anything that's truly American, it's throwing tons of money at somebody to watch them do a thing.
Yes. It's about time.
So, fair warning to everyone from anywhere else but North America, we are going to call soccer in this. And I will say,
I love soccer.
I will say English people act like idiots when it comes to soccer.
I think that we should refer to it as football Americana.
I like the hexagon on the soccer ball. Yay! Look at him go. Those 4 security guards are outnumbered. This is great. They're not doing nothing. Oh, they got one guy, I think. It's like a little zombie movie. Hell yeah.
This is disgusting. Like, yeah, you can protest. You could go around.
Protest.
This isn't a Black Lives Matter.
No.
They're just protesting soccer balls.
These are people happy because their team won.
Oh.
Or angry because their team lost. They do the same thing either way.
No, they're happy because their team won.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, this is a celebration. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. Every time someone says, the Black Lives Matter, it's just riots. I'm like, literally, this happens when teams win. People riot when teams win. There's a certain amount of people that have a proclivity towards starting shit when things get exciting.
When they went to that soccer stadium event, which I'm going to call it soccer stadium event. I hope that's okay. Anyhow, when they went to that little children's baby soccer stadium event, they came there with the idea that they're going to riot. Whether they won or lost is probably irrelevant. They're like, we're all here. We gathered up. We paid the ticket. We're going to tear up downtown once we're done. That's the tailgate in European terms, I suppose.
That's football Americana, guys, not soccer.
I want to see, like, for instance, the San Francisco 49ers versus Manchester United. And each one of them can play their brand of football, and the other one can play their brand of football. Let's see how that turns out.
Oh, my God.
I got a better idea.
I think it's pretty
obvious. The LA Lakers versus Italy, and we bring both audiences into one coliseum to where a riot is unavoidable. But the real show is actually the riot outside. While they're all inside, we'll just like decorate the town for a big event. We can have a huge 1,000-person melee. That'd be great.
Manchester
I want to see
United.
A British football team playing British football, an American football team playing American football on opposite sides, and then they converge and something crazy happens.
And the first time they use their hands is at the end when they hoist up the trophy after destroying the 49ers?
Maybe.
Look, Ma, no hands.
I think something in the middle there would just be rugby, right?
That's what they try and tell you. I wonder what would happen if you put like a soccer team versus a football team in a rugby game. That'd be interesting.
It is kind of like the prototypical middle point.
Yeah, that would be an interesting matchup. Fuck it. Let's go into the future and start doing that. That'd be kind of lit.
But whose rules are they playing by?
The rugby rules.
Okay.
Fire tornado rules.
Fire tornado rules, man.
Look at this.
California in 2016, right there. That's where the event needs to take place.
A
This
fire
is awesome.
tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Hey, Satan.
We're watching a spectacular fire tornado down there at the fire, right on the fire line. We're just going to keep.
Who wants to buy some property in California?
Viewers watch this as well. This is
I'd rather live in California than Florida.
Oh, it's not about where I want to live. It's just about who has to pay to build my house back when a fire tornado kicks its ass.
Well, Florida is always hurricanes, right? So.
True.
I don't know. Like, I'd rather deal with a few fire tornadoes possibly coming to me in California versus the hurricane just whomping everything in its pathway.
You make a good point. Hurricanes are worse than fire tornadoes.
And I think the only reason you hear about more damage in California is because the property there is actually worth something. Sorry, Florida.
Ooh. In some ways.
Hulk high.
Endgame was fantastic.
Well, it was all right.
He'll argue any bad movie is good. With
fantastic.
Yep. See.
Look, I'll say this. At least for the money that you spent, you know that like thousands of animators were tortured to make it, so it has like that slave labor quality to
Literally,
it, to where it's
almost,
like, well, it's kind of cheap, but hey, people cried making this.
Almost everything we enjoy in America has a little bit of slave labor behind it.
Okay, I'm not arguing that. We're going down a dark path.
But it's the path we go down.
Till this day hires underage employees and makes them work ungodly hours.
My guacamole doesn't taste as good unless little kid hands are smashing it.
Trash.
I need little tiny baby kid hands to smash my guac.
Not as good as Qdoba.
10 times better.
White nationalism is increasingly coursing
There's
through
a
the
reason
veins of the
Qdoba has
American
to
right.
give that shit
Over
away.
the weekend, roughly 150 white supremacists marched in Philadelphia, clashing with pedestrians and setting off smoke bombs. Police said they were chanting
now they wear
slogans
their
like
masks.
"Reclaim America" and "The election was stolen." You catch that? These modern-day Klansmen were chanting that the election was stolen from the disgraced former president. There's a reason for all this, of course, the Orange Man and his administration. Stephen Miller, who's currently helping sue black farmers on behalf of white farmers, brought them out of the shadows
It's
by
about damn time. Old MacDonald had a farm. Now I'll sue his ass.
Their talking points that they hear on Fox News from Tucker Carlson, which in turn is magnified via social media by a constellation of QAnon devotees. According to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, QAnon is using racist propaganda in an apparent attempt to appeal to a wider audience, particularly suburban women.
And you know what would probably kill this fire tornado of a country we're living in?
So wait, suburban women just hate Jews?
Look, I've known many suburban women.
They hate Jews?
I don't know one that hates Jews. That I know of.
I know a few.
They probably don't talk
I know a
about it.
couple. I mean, I could at least think of a few, dude. I mean, I don't know how many old ladies you know, but
I don't talk to that many. All my people I talk to love them.
I love them. But I'm not a suburban woman.
Yeah, I know.
You wish.
I
You
know
know
a
any,
lot of.
like,
If you were a
inner city
suburban
women?
woman, Ben, you'd be my
Maybe
suburban
like-
woman. I would seduce you so quick. Oh man, you'd be all over me. It'd be sick.
Should I go trans now?
you got
You're
one
gonna
part
make me
right. It would be
transphobic.
sick.
You're gonna make me look transphobic, Ben.
For more, I'm joined by Mia Bloom, who wrote that article. She's a professor at Georgia State University and co-author of Pastels and Pedophiles Inside.
Well,
what the title?
What? Who's this book for? Whose side is this? I don't know what's going on.
This is
That's
IKEA. IKEA selling a book, how to order off Wayfair.
How do you get a name like that and you're allowed to put that on a shelf? That blows my mind. That can't be
I'm
on
also
shelves,
joined by
right? It's
Malcolm
got to be
Nance,
internet only.
MSNBC counterterrorism and intelligence analyst. Thank you both for being here. And Mia, I want to start with you because
how's she wearing pastels?
QAnon, when I first heard about it, because a friend of mine has a family member that's caught up in it, who's somebody who seemed to be a normal sort of professional who sort of burst into this weird ideology.
Can we have a QAnon CARES Act where we just start giving health care to people in QAnon? Like they can just go get mental health checks.
Mental health care.
Yeah, could we please give them some mental health care? They'd be like, you're trying to brainwash us. We're just trying to give you some help. You're traveling. Honestly, we should probably go to war with Google. That's
Apology.
I love Google, but they got to check themselves. Facebook, all of them. They got to do something to stop this. This is like a horrible side effect. It's a horrible side effect.
Watch Google shut down Billy's social media tomorrow. He'll be singing Google's praises.
I'm singing their praises right now. I love them. But like all this happens because of the algorithm, right?
You love the algorithm.
I love it, but I'm not dumb enough to fall for the worst parts of it.
And the algorithm loves you too.
I wish.
I didn't really
It used to be my baby.
understand how much of it was based on not just anti-Semitic tropes, but racial tropes. Talk a little bit about that.
I fully expected that QAnon was going to be anti-Semitic because it has elements, a global cabal and talking about George Soros or Janet Yellen. And it also talks about blood drinking, which these are all things that have been...
What's weird about that?
Jews have been accused of for hundreds of years in Europe and through the church. But when we started looking last summer at the Save the Children campaign, and I'm a...
Oh, will somebody please think of the children?
Not to be confused with the new Save the Children cryptocurrency campaign that is blowing up all over the internet right now for the wrong reasons.
supporter of Save the Children.
Remember Coney?
Yeah.
Oh, Coney 2012!
That was a big scam. That was a big
yeah.
scam. That money didn't go anywhere to stop the African warlord that was like molesting children. That was a scam.
Well,
no, it was. It
was
just
a
like Chris
complete
Hansen
scam.
exploited people that hated child molesters. It's the exact same thing. They were like, "Hey, this African warlord's molesting kids out in the middle of nowhere. Why don't you stop them?"
Do you remember when the
There's
guy?
no evidence that money. Yeah, he got naked and like jerked off and pooped like
in public. I'm saying they saw this man take power in his own hands.
No.
And they gave him Agent Orange and
Agent
broke
Orange
his
doesn't do
mind.
that.
They gave him Manchurian Candidate syrup.
You're making stuff up.
And it made him have a mental breakdown. CIA did it.
The charity.
The real one.
And
Yeah.
so I thought, wait a second, all these children are white and all the Save the Children are not. And so we did a systematic study because I needed data to show that they were using these racist tropes that go to, let's say, the period of Restoration, where there were stereotypes of the black brute who was going to rape the white woman or kidnap the white woman. And so this is like heart and soul of QAnon.
It's and just to be clear, for those of you who are unaware, because you're living your lives and trying not to pay attention to this, QAnon is basically the belief that the world is run by a cabal of pedophiles who kill children and drink their blood. I guess to stay young forever, maybe they're also vampires.
I bet MSNBC didn't get demonetized for saying this.
Use the word adrenochrome, guys.
I'm really not sure.
It's so funny because I once in a while I watch YouTube videos, believe it or not, and I see everybody traipsing around with words they can say, and this lady's just like flying off the handle. If I had somebody on my show, I'd be like, hey, dude, shut up! They're gonna get us. You can't say that.
Yeah.
But they
That's
get their
like
own,
one of the big no words on YouTube.
They get their own monetization on YouTube, though. They go through their own platforms. The big companies do, so they have a whole different level of privilege.
But that
Well, hey, Billy, I get why they trust them more than us because they got more to lose. Like, MSNBC is worth more than me as a human being in some ways, at least monetarily, I suppose. Unless they're falling on hard times, maybe.
I feel like if they got banned from YouTube, they'd still have their like giant cable platform and they could open their own website.
Yeah.
But if I got banned, I'd be like fucking squeegeeing people's windshields on the side of the road.
It's an honest job.
So I don't know. I think I have more to lose by being
easy
deplatformed.
come, easy go, Ben. Whatever.
Person who's going to unmask this devilish conspiracy is Donald Trump, who can barely read a cue card and couldn't run casinos in Atlantic City.
You just stuttered earlier. She stuttered earlier. You cannot make fun of a person speaking when you go earlier. I hate that.
Why did she say cue card? She's trying to secret drop QAnon on you. That's what she's doing. She's talking to us, guys.
Card.
She everything she says. Think of it in reverse. This is opposition, controlled opposition, guys.
Somehow he's going to break.
We're on step 4.
Ball. So that's the theory. In the previous block, Malcolm, I talked about the fact that if this was happening in any other era, we'd be talking about fascism. And people get uncomfortable using the F word here about the sort of global reach of all this. But we just saw these neo-Nazis marching in Philadelphia. And the group, other than Black Lives Matter, which has the word black in it, which freaks people out, I guess, the big opponent of the right is Antifa, which is basically short for anti-fascists. So the people that they despise the most and think are the most dangerous are Black Lives Matter, a plea for black people not to be murdered by police, and anti-fascists. So am I unfair to say that we're talking about essentially American fascism?
No, not at all.
Yeah, the QAnon people are just fucking crazy. Like, God.
Are you telling me that there's people on the internet who have crazy political beliefs and that they might congregate and yap about stuff together? That blows my mind, man.
It's not exactly fair for them to say that Antifa translates to anti-fascist and then say so they're only anti-fascists. Like the Proud Boys, they got their name. They're not actually Proud Boys. They're mocking it. So a name
nobody calls themselves the Bad Guys Squad for Dirty Dudes, although I would join that. That sounds pretty cool.
I would love a Bad Guy Squad for Dirty Dudes. But a name doesn't necessarily label exactly what the organization does. So it's like, look, Antifa is just anti-fascist. Like maybe it is just anti-fascist, but like saying that that's because that's their name. Don't listen to that.
I don't totally buy that it's not like... I realize it's not like a uniformed group, but there are people that call themselves Antifa that form together as a group and do things in public.
Yeah.
Like that, some of them being vandalism and that kind of shit. So
yeah, obviously, right?
It's not a centralized group, but it doesn't just simply mean anti-fascist. There are people that use that term and act
equally
poorly.
I could put on a Antifa mask or a MAGA hat and just go and start smashing cars with a hammer, and it'd be so easy to frame any of those groups. How could you ever have control over it, right?
You shouldn't be able to just don the colors of somebody's team, go out and commit crimes in their name.
Hooligans do that all the time.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to just do that. You got to look at the individual, not the group.
I agree with that.
Anyone that can, see with their eyes understands what's going on here. We are in a neo-fascist era in American politics. Back in 1939, 1940, there was a formal fascist movement which openly supported Adolf Hitler and called for American, independence and, isolation away from Europe's war, which Hitler had just invaded, called the America First movement. And it was championed by...
Are people still going to be invoking Hitler 40 years from now when I'm 80?
No, they'll be invoking Fuentes then.
Oh no!
When Fuentes took over America and put all the I almost said it. And put all the homeless people into concentration camps.
40 years from now, it's going to be the Fuentes fallacy, right? Instead of the Hitler fallacy.
People like John
Imperium Catboy Unum.
Lindbergh,
Hitler was totally
flyer.
America
They
first.
had a rally in Madison Square Garden in which George...
Dude, they'll come. They're like Beetlejuice. If you say that their name, they are so insecure about their Nick Fuentes. They can't even handle it.
40 years from now, Booger Nick did nothing wrong.
Yep.
Washington was juxtaposed with Adolf Hitler. These people were fascists. But what we've seen is after World War II, when they were essentially run to the ground, there was a rise in the 1950s and 60s of these very small fascist groups that turned into terrorist groups like the Christian.
Then there was a rise in the 2040s. To be continued, right?
Oof. Nick Fuentes is not nearly the eloquent speaker that Hitler was. So we joke about it.
I mean, do you really? I mean, you can say that, but you don't understand a word of German. Don't lie. Don't lie. I know you're thinking of a joke right now, but you don't understand German.
Eins, Weins, Lickenscheins.
Okay, like you know some weird like lick your dick kind of shit, but
Licken sein Arsch?
No, I'm not gonna lick your ass.
You better.
I think arse is like an English term. Is that the same in
Arsch.
German? Oh, okay.
He's just kind of going from coast to coast there, you know.
Yeah.
An accent can land anywhere.
Kennedy
At least you didn't go for oh, I'm Hitler. Yeah, that's the one I hear all the
Yes.
time.
Bustelo knows I was
I don't even
referencing
know. I don't even know if Hitler could speak English.
I
I don't
referenc-
think he could.
I was referencing a Mozart song there.
Seeing now is a merger
Bustelo knows.
of every white nationalist trope and group and ideology bound together by the crazy
Beethoven?
QAnon conspiracy theory into a American neo-fascist movement led by a fascist president of the United States. Look, if I were doing an intelligence assessment of...
Yeah, but here's the thing, like Trump...
Oh, his face.
Yeah, I like that. He's
Sorry.
like,
He looks like Aries
An
Spears
intelligent
doing
assessment.
Bill Cosby.
But seriously, though, like Trump is in many ways fascist. But here's the thing. I mean, he's still kowtowing to Jewish people. So he's not quite the like Hitler. He wasn't, at least I guess he's the non-anti-Semitic Hitler, but that's all of the people we're talking about now are anti-Semitic, but it's weird. You can't be a businessman in New York City and be racist against Jewish people. Like
That wouldn't be
you're
a
not
good
gonna,
business move.
Yeah, you're not gonna last very long. So, you look at Donald Trump's family, like his daughter married into a Jewish family, converted to
All his
Judaism.
kids.
Oh, is it all of them?
I think
100%.
I
Or
think
the young woman, she's not.
I think that the unmarried ones weren't, and I think that Donald Jr. Got a
don't-
divorce and married into somebody else now.
But Barron's not Jewish.
Barron's not married, yeah.
Well, I mean,
But all of his kids that got married Jewish people at some point.
but did they all convert, or did they have like a by faith kind of relationship? Because that happens.
I don't know.
But I know Ivanka did convert to Judaism.
Yeah.
And that's partially in Judaism. The mother is like the one that carries on the chain. So
Yeah.
I guess sometimes that can be important, but it's weird. Like, do these white nationalists that hate Jewish people, how do they reconcile like supporting Trump when Trump is pro-Jewish?
They may not even know.
They don't know? Are you kidding me?
Well, and they may not. Or they may
Well,
think that he's doing it to
Are they-
infiltrate.
If they don't know, they're so fucking dumb. They deserve
They
to be
are
punched
so
in the head.
dumb. Like the majority of hate and anger comes from ignorance.
If they don't know, then that's a serious fucking problem.
This is all a serious fucking problem. It's a problem that we're not taking seriously. We're just doing us versus them mentality.
Can't someone point this out? Why are we the only people I hear talking about this?
I'll tell you why.
Scared. Well, if you're on the right wing and you say you're anti-Israel, then you're pro-Middle East, right? So then down the chain it goes, right?
I'm neither.
I mean, not necessarily, but that's how your peers will judge you. You know what I mean?
like,
you make a political point, people
now-
tell you what you are, right?
Like,
Ooh, damn.
in the case of Palestine, I kind of feel like they're being bullied. I'm not pro-Middle East overall. Like, I'm not pro-Saudi Arabia and pro-Iran and that kind of stuff. At least not their governments. The people I don't really have a problem with, but I think their governments are pretty shit. But, like...
Well, I think that's where it gets complicated, but I also think that's where people's brains turn off, right? It's like, well, money goes to Israel, or, I hate the country Israel hates, or whatever, right? It's always a very short, line of thought.
Israel and the U.S. are a connected body.
It shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have been.
It causes a lot of unnecessary tension with us that we don't need to be involved in.
Well,
but speaking of which, did you see what's going on in Cuba right now?
Is there a new missile crisis?
No, there's an
right now, it looks
uprising.
like.
There's an uprising going
Yeah.
up in Cuba right now that the government can't handle at this point because enough people are fed up there right now because COVID limited the tourism. Because even though Americans weren't allowed to tour to go to Cuba, people from all over, like as an American, if you wanted to go to Cuba, you could just fly to Mexico and fly there, or you could fly to Canada and fly down there. But if you got it, like legally, you could get prosecuted for doing that, like technically.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that happens if you're like behaving yourself, but it's so that shit's gone, and there's like food shortages and all kinds of shit. Part of it is the embargo on the U.S. Like we limit trade to them. We're the largest and closest country to them. It's like literally you could get in a rowboat and row from Florida and row to Cuba. Like,
Did you
it'd
see
be
the-
some work, but you could do it.
Did you see the Cuban Netflix syndicate?
No.
They would have like all these Netflix episodes and American television episodes. They'd have them on hard drives, and people would just go around like selling or renting these hard drives to people so they could upload them and watch American culture over the last like 10 years. This is all part of the process. People want their MTV, and they're going to get
Surprise,
it through uprising.
MTV sucks.
Look, MTV's been around for what now? 40 years?
Yeah, it actually came out the year I was born.
And they've provided us.
Man, it sucked for 30 years.
They provided us with 14 years of quality music content. Good job.
And then shitty
MTV.
reality shows.
Oh yeah, those are a blessing. I'm glad we got those. We did get Beavis and Butthead though.
Okay,
so,
some
fair.
of them were very good. Like I think the first 3 seasons of Real World were kind of like like a social experiment. Everything after that was just like good-looking people getting drunk and like fighting with each other. And I think like the teen mom shit is just fucking abysmal. Like that's trash. I don't like that. Like they're glorifying like how many teenage girls hurried up and got pregnant so they could be like the teen mom in the Teen Mom show.
I wonder how
never
many
think about that.
I wonder how many didn't get pregnant because they were like, "Oh God, this is terrible."
It was glamorized on that show.
I wouldn't be surprised if like the key viewership for that is like male 38 to 90.
Gross. Here's a little bit about the shit in Cuba.
Let's move on now because the Cuban authorities have taken a hard line after the biggest
They're beating
anti-government.
you know what? This might be our next war. I don't think it would last long because the people would be on our side. But I don't know. This might be the next thing we do.
This would make a lot more sense in Afghanistan. Jeez.
Well, yeah. I mean, like it's right there, and they did house Soviet nuclear arms at one point, where they could have like easily like eradicated cities because of their proximity to us.
Who benefits the most from Cuba staying free? Russia?
Well, what do you mean by free?
Hard to say, really.
What do you mean by free?
Well, not under the reign of the regime of capitalism and.
So you mean under what they're under now?
Well, no, I mean free
Because
of
this isn't
us.
capitalism. What they
free of us.
So to you, freedom is under the Castro regime.
Well, yeah. Who benefits the most from them being free of us? Is what I'm saying. Russia.
It's just weird how you position that.
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
they're not free under who they're under now.
They're free of our system. They're one of the last holdouts of our system.
They're not.
I don't know. They're a neighbor, and we don't trade with them, and we'll trade with literally just about anybody except for like North Korea. So it's kind of it's an oddity. You know what I mean?
I mean,
when you're
they're
neighboring
holding
that
out.
close,
They're driving like 60-year-old cars there still.
Yeah, they're holding out
and there are
from our way of life, right?
There are lanes the boats got to go through.
not
There
the
are places
people,
the
the
planes got to go.
government.
The government.
Yeah, the people don't want it. The government wants it. The government is forcing the people.
Yeah, who benefits the most from that outside of Cuba? So who's going to come to Cuba's aid if it does go to war? Is it going to be Russia? Like, who benefits the most?
No one else will get involved anyway, though. Like, they're so close to us, no one would dare even try to mess with that.
That one's messy. Maybe U.S., probably not Russia. But if Russians got like boots on soil in Cuba to deal with the insurrection, well, I guess it's nice knowing you.
Do they have a banana republic
That's
in
the
Cuba?
World War III stuff.
What is that? Well, oh, you mean the store?
The store, yeah.
No,
The store.
like most westernized shit is not there.
Because we brought banana republics to other governments.
I'll tell you what, though, Iran gets it worse than Cuba. Iran is like, the sanctions on there, you can't even have you can't even bring a debit card from anywhere else in the world there. You're paying
Do
cash
they use
while you're
American
there.
Express over there?
No, you can't use anything that's part of like the general global credit or debit system there.
I'm checking to see if they have any Chipotles in Iran.
No, they don't.
There's a fake
There's no
Chipotle
way.
in Iran, and
Yes.
it looks delicious.
Yes, they'll have
Okay,
that.
Yes.
You'll find like
It probably
fake
is
shit.
delicious.
Yes, there's a fake Chipotle.
30
Look at
years
Iran's fake American
thousands
food
of
franchises. Okay, I'm sending you this link, Ben. We're going to have to look at this,
Of
son
course
bitch.
they have that.
We're going to have to look at this afterwards.
I know all about it.
protesters. The crowds are unhappy
Yeah.
with food shortages, high prices, and the authorities' handling of the COVID pandemic. Well, Cubans have been angered by the collapse of the economy. Last year, Cuba's state-controlled economy shrank by 11%. Now, that's its worst decline in almost 3 decades. It's been pretty hard hit by the pandemic, too. And, of course, those U.S. sanctions imposed by the Trump administration. More than
Hold on, though. The sanctions.
200 new sanctions were imposed on the island's economy during Trump's tenure.
Oh, we're
And the
squeezing their
Biden
economy.
administration, well, they haven't lifted
Yeah, but
any of them.
this is not a new
Protesters
Trump
are
thing. It's
also
weird how
angry
they
at
say
a
that.
shortage of vaccines. The country reports a record
Well, 'cause
of nearly
didn't Obama tear
7,000
some
daily
down?
infections.
Only like the travel bans for the most part.
Wasn't Jay-Z and Beyonce going there during the Obama administration, and Obama was like close
No.
with them?
Well, celebrities, even former presidents, said, "Oh yeah, I went to Cuba." So yeah, it's like, if you got the money, and they probably don't prosecute anybody for that unless you're like a drug smuggler or something. Like, maybe if they catch you with a few kilos on the way home, you might be doing a little extra time coming back from Cuba. Maybe.
I wonder if they have Raising Cane's chicken in Iran.
Nope.
And 47
They got
deaths
Cane's
on
and
Sunday alone. That's twice as many as the previous week. Tanya Dendrinos sent this report.
Chanting for freedom.
Yeah.
Not a cry often heard in Havana. Cubans took to the streets in what the opposition has called the biggest anti-government protests in almost 3 decades.
State security beat me and my daughter. They beat us because we were walking down the street.
We are here because of the repression against the people. They are starving us to death. Havana is collapsing. We have no house, we have nothing. But they have money to build hotels, and they have us starving.
Demonstrations were also held in Florida, where the Cuban exile community showed its solidarity.
Yeah, the reason why there's so many Cubans in Florida is those are the people who fled.
Yeah.
When they started being free, these people ran away.
Cuba's president has
When I say free, I mean Billy free.
blamed the United States for the unrest, laying down a threat for anti-government protesters.
We came here to show, together with the revolutionaries of this town, that here the street belongs to the revolutionaries. No worm or mercenary will claim the streets, and if they provoke us, without violating their constitutional rights, we will confront them.
Words spurring on supporters of the communist government, some taking it upon themselves to surround and detain those demonstrating,
Oh, God.
while others staged counter-protests.
We are defending what we did 60 years ago, that this is ours, that it has cost many lives, that capitalism will never come back here again, and that these mercenaries, paid by the empire, will never again take our streets.
Does he mean which empire? The United States?
I think that's what he
I
was
think
saying.
he's talking about I think he's the counter protester.
There's been a few, like when Castro was the leader there were more than a few CIA-led assassination attempts on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will
That's why
have
he's
to
calling
kill
them mercenaries,
us all first.
I mean, we have Guantanamo Bay there. Like, I had a cousin who was in the Marines, and he was stationed in Cuba. We have a huge military base in Cuba. Like, they can't do shit about that.
Demonstrations of this
That
kind
is pretty shitty.
I know. We have a huge military base, and we keep like Middle Eastern prisoners that we never charge with. We have offshore prisons where we don't have to adhere to our own law.
Yeah,
that is fucked up. That is like why some of these people have been there for over a decade now.
It's
And
effectively
like,
Tatooine, and Mos Eisley and the Empire's there, and there's like one Jabba guy on the outskirts, but Luke Skywalker's growing up, making a good ass
all
pork
I want
sandwich.
is a tasty stogie.
I want a pork sandwich.
A rare in Cuba. But as the country reports a record number of coronavirus infections, tensions are boiling over and cries for democracy are growing. Tanya Dendrinos, BBC News.
Well, I'm joined now by Anna Maria Aurora from BBC Mundo. And Anna Maria, protests like this obviously happened around 30 years ago. The economy then was an issue, but I guess things have been more complicated this time by the coronavirus pandemic and the perceived handling of it by the government.
Yes, I would say the coronavirus crisis is one of the main factors in these situations. In the last days, we saw people sharing videos on social media of people dying at home or without proper medical assistance, and that went viral on social media accounts in the island. And this is actually another.
Surprised they're not like China. They're blocking out all the social media.
Other main factor that now Cuban people has this access to social media, and that has become a kind
Then again, I don't know how they begin
a way to
They don't
gather
have the
and
money to like
to
spend. You know what I mean?
I mean, the internet gets there somehow.
Well, the internet's going to get there, right? But like they got to set up an infrastructure to where every Cuban person in Cuba is going through their lines and all that, which you'd think they'd be government owned being in Cuba.
Oh, they are.
I'm sure they have
it
the
is.
infrastructure, but I don't think they got like the money to like monitor all those devices and the people to do it because like
Just put
it's
a firewall
expensive.
on it, block all the sites.
Do you think America
I mean,
could...
it would be nice if it was just flipping a switch, but without like, bodies there that know this stuff.
Do you think
like, no
America could
IT
put
or
up like a
anything.
Wi-Fi satellite above Cuba and just give them all Wi-Fi internet?
Well, it looks like Elon Musk or whoever's going to do that. There's like satellites all around orbit right now, more than ever. And by the end of like 2028, it'll be just some astronomical amount. So it might get to the point where it's like, yeah, you can't block the internet out. It's up there all the time.
We have a worldwide GPS system paid for by the United States government, right? And it's free to use all across the world. And the U.S. pays and operates the GPS satellites.
There's GPS
and now
satellites that
corporates
other
get
countries
involved.
have too.
But the one that we use is worldwide, free from the United States.
Coordinate these kind of actions as these protests that we are seeing now. We are talking about more than 20 cities and villages in the country that spontaneously, they say, went out to protest against the government, against the economic situation and the sanitary situation. Let's not forget that Cuba is now, after dealing very well with the pandemic, dealing with the worst of the situation they have so far, with records of high numbers of about 7,000 new cases each day of coronavirus. So this is one of the main factors, definitely, of this new protest in the island.
I swear, at one point she said Cuba dealt really well with it, and then ended it with they did terribly. I don't know if she misspoke or if I mislistened, but
you may have mislistened. She's got a nice accent, but yeah, translator, right? Where is she from? This is BBC, but like, I figure she's from Cuba.
Yeah.
I just,
Cuba.
I'm guessing at this point, but yeah. Looks nice. Cities look great. Too bad it sucks
Havana's
over there
beautiful.
right now. Yeah. And, it sucks. I look at that and I'm like, damn, that's nicer than where I live.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
it looks a lot like the Miami architecture, right?
It was inspired.
It's got like an old...
It's a bunch of really, really old
Spanish
architecture that's been taken
Victorian
care of
borrow.
exquisitely for years.
This is definitely not Victorian.
But it's got like the era, like the Spanish and Victorian would have came from, the same time period. So there's a lot of the similar looks.
It doesn't look similar.
You know me.
But looks like the 40s
Victorian
to me.
and like Spanish architecture. Victorian is not the same.
This looks like New Orleans, something you might see in
New
Havana
Orleans,
or
God.
Iran.
New Orleans. Yes.
There is Spanish architecture in New Orleans.
Hey, thank you, Dragon of the West, for the $2 Spanish language news. Come for the news, stay for the anchor woman. Loves Spanish news. That got us $2 closer to the goal of $250. Since we offered that goal up, that's the first $2 goal. I'm sure you guys want to see Pinwheels again, just like I do. Obviously, you don't.
We got to get to 250.
Thank you for the solidarity, guys.
All right. Let's read the Streamlabs, and then we'll move on to something else.
Dragon of the West, thank you again. People, Julian says Seattle Train Underground has the best Seattle trains in town. The Brutalizer says for the good boys. Vehamuchos gives the big love. Irene Nicoletti gives the big love. Coop Carr gives the big love. Lord Magicus says Kevin Joseph King on Drunken Peasants podcast. Fucking make this happen. Goose gives the big love, and Lord Bro gives the big love, and that rounds us up for La Dia de los Muertos. It's not that day. It's not that day at all.
Not quite, but
we're nowhere near
almost.
that. This is Scott Henson's birthday.
It is.
Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear.
Clee disappear.
Clee disappear.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What we got? We got...
There's oddities, but I just see a bunch of angry Cuban people. What's with this?
12 pieces of extra crispy
Look who it is.
KFC and a famous Dave's bowl. And I'm a lot fuller than I realize. I smashed that famous Dave's bowl.
I don't like that's some more animated shit. King
We're not
Cobra's taking
watching
a
it?
break. Oh, that was it.
Oh.
King Cobra's taking a break. This is
A
a weird this is a weird video. I wonder what told like I don't know if his dad was like you better stop making these fucking YouTube videos. But
Got to get a real job
What
there,
up,
old man.
YouTube? Working on wands outside, propping them up to dry on the inside once they're dry enough.
My guy's going into survival mode
What
right
up,
now.
YouTube?
Yeah, you can just talk over him, really. That's fine. He's not going to say anything for like 30 minutes.
He's going into survival mode. His dad's taking YouTube away from him, so he's going making tons of wands. This is him surviving. He knows what he's got to do now. He's like he'll be lazy as long as the YouTube dole comes in. He'll sit and he won't make wands, but he knows he's got to. It's winter. Winter is coming. He's got to prep for this.
Oh, man. He's going to have to go back to Wendy's.
Nah, he'll sell wands. He'll be good.
God, I hate working with them. Oh, I get why they got rid of
I
him
am
at
not
Wendy's. I'm
having
like,
a
can you get him away from me?
Good Monday. I don't want to get into it. It is what it is.
But it ain't what it ain't. So what do you think
This
next?
is going to be my last video for a while.
He's going to be back in like 2 weeks, probably.
we'll see. Let's take hold on, I'll do a poll. Hold on.
You got to play him at like 2x speed at least. You know what I mean?
I'll still be on YouTube commenting and liking videos, but
It's faster now.
This is
There
going to
you
be my
go.
last
That-
video
that
for a
makes it little
while.
bit more tolerable.
I'm going to focus on making wands for Etsy and just getting my life together and figuring some shit out.
Figuring some shit out.
He's already
Oh, yeah,
back.
brother.
He made a video tonight. He didn't even make it a whole day.
Never mind.
Makes sense.
Well, then what?
Don't worry about it.
Well, you know.
I was gonna do a poll, but
Richie writes.
Every video,
I was scared.
Every video he comes back, he's going to end it with starting now.
I owe somebody $50.
I was just about to give him $500 because I was feeling bad, but since he's making another video, I guess it's fine. So
you lost out, Cobes.
And that's not going to be hard to come by. I keep making wands, and I'll get my account refilled. But yeah, YouTube, it's your boy Cobra, polishing off the last of that 12 pack. Next couple of days, even a couple of months, there's going to be less booze and less DoorDash. And
oh no, less alcohol, but you need alcohol.
Just get my
Alcohol's
shit done.
done so much for him.
And making it happen.
You had aged him 30 years and 10 years.
Gotta stop drinking.
You're not going to see me smoke weed on camera, whether it's CBD or not.
Oh.
Unless, of course, I'm either in my own paid-for house or it's legal.
Oh.
You're not going to see me pulling out my gun to show it off on YouTube, regardless if there's alcohol or not.
It was either his parents or his landlord that saw the videos of him like fucking with his gun.
You think that'd just be common sense on YouTube in general? Like if you just didn't want to lose, or your Facebook or whatever, it's like, I won't lose my account, so I'm not going to use my shotgun as a bong today.
There's a video of him and his buddy drinking like booze, like straight up liquor while they're shooting shit. Like they're, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like at some kind of like, you know, home gun range somewhere. It is Wyoming, so I get that, you know.
Hey, what can I say? I'm jealous. That sounds like a good time.
Where the
I'm nothing to add to that, although it explains a lot about, you know.
I would not want to be around Cobes drunk with a loaded gun.
I wouldn't want to be around him drunk with a loaded gun, or just drunk, or just with a loaded gun, or just without any of those things.
Well, I can't wait to visit
Wouldn't
Cobes.
matter.
I cannot wait to visit Cobes.
Like, I can't just exist,
Imagine
you know?
how sex all over there smells. It's got to smell so bad.
It's a long story, YouTube, and I don't want to get into it on camera. It's just, your boy Cobra is struggling as usual, but it'll get better.
Yeah, you're making wands, dude.
I'll focus
You're ready.
less on making videos and more on making wands. All I ask is that you support me through this time, and like, if you're a true fan of my videos, you'll wait.
Okay, true. But how about this? Use the magic wand on yourself.
I love his slippers.
Those do look cozy. Little loafers for the old apartment.
I'm gonna go
outside.
I'm gonna go coach Cobes. He's gonna be a ladies' man.
Wands.
I'm turning
and smoke.
Cobes into a high value man.
Yeah,
So that's
you've been
good.
saying this forever. Still hasn't happened.
It's COVID, Ben.
Uh-huh.
You're such a naysayer.
I am, because
You should be more positive.
Well, you're a fucking sayer, but nothing ever happened.
That's
so
not
yeah,
true.
I'll
A
say
sayer, not
nay
a
because
That's not
you
true.
run-
I do cool
your
stuff
verbal
all the time.
diarrhea never comes to
Oh
fruition.
my God, I bring more content to this show than anything. I'm such a sweet boy.
What does that have to do with your crazy ideas? Never
But
coming to
yeah, your boy
fruition?
Cobra.
My crazy
gonna take a break
ideas
from
lead
making
to
videos
beautiful
after
content
this one,
and fuel the
you might see me
well-being
pop
of Drunken
on
Peasants
occasion.
Okay, so you
podcast.
admit they're bullshit and they're just content.
But
Okay,
not
thank
really,
you.
you know.
No, I
I'm gonna be more
apply
focused on making
myself,
wands and
Ben.
making
Shut up.
music
We're
and
listening to King Cobra.
just establishing a life for
No,
myself.
please keep
you know?
talking, Billy. Jesus. Oh, no. No, what'd you do, Ben? Now we got to listen to Cobra. Oh, never mind. He's going to be quiet. Oh, shit.
He was gonna moon us for a second there.
I'm sorry it zoomed, but
What was he going
I need to make
after?
money from my internet.
He's going to drop
I owe a
deuce.
friend $50.
Oh.
I gotta pay my electric. I got bills to pay, and I like doing YouTube videos, but sometimes you just gotta take a break and be like, you know what? You know
That's
what I'm
not true.
saying?
You got a cell phone. You can just use your cell phone. There's no way he doesn't have a cell phone. And there's no way the microphone on his cell phone's worse than his computer. So
No.
This is just a personal choice that has nothing to do with anything. This is just a personal choice.
YouTube's
I'm
so
eternally-
hard, Ben. Every time I upload a video, it takes just years off of me, you know, especially if I'm just talking and getting drunk.
Grateful
It's
that
so
Susie
hard.
hasn't termed
What about the puppet on his couch? That's
Yeah, I was
creepy
about to
shit.
say that's a nasty looking fuck doll he's got over there. How much that cost him?
It's been
Why doesn't
sitting
he sell
there
that to
forever.
pay his bill?
Dude, he had a sex doll that looked like a little kid, and he was like, he called it fun size.
Yeah, I saw that one. Who buys like a 3.5 foot tall sex doll? That's bad. That's a lot of dark omens with that. But I guess it's discount or something. Then he like destroyed it somehow, which I don't even want to know how that happens.
My account.
So some poor garbage man opened up the bag and was like, "What the fuck?" Oh no! But I'm glad that he ultimately failed on this too. For all the time we sit here watching, he already has another video up.
It's really nobody's concern, but I just feel like personally, I want to take a break from filming YouTube videos and focus on making my wands and making music. And I know a lot of my fans are going to be super bummed out because that's just part of their day, dude. They wake up and it's, oh, hey, Cobra posted a new video.
Hey,
Gotta watch,
Could it be that maybe he's counting on that and hoping that perhaps somebody slip a nifty 50 in his pocket to pay his internet bill? So maybe yeah, I guess he got it $50 too. So you know what? It's a good day for Cobra. I gotta admit, it is kind of funny to watch. He looks so angry right now.
Someone was like,
there's not
get
much.
the fuck off the internet.
Right now, I'm just choosing to focus on the wands and making my music. Because YouTube ain't necessarily paying the bills. You know what I'm saying? I like doing YouTube videos, but...
That is all that is paid.
He'd be rolling in the dough, but he can't take insults, so he turned off the TTS.
Oh, I heard about that. He got rid of the chat, right? So people were roasting him with 20s. Oh no, he said something mean about me, but I got $20. Man, that's good business. But he doesn't have another job. The wands don't make enough money, and yeah, that is it's weird to cripple your own business like that.
It's not making the money I thought I was gonna make, and it's more than just making the money. Like I do YouTube videos because I enjoy entertaining my fans, catching up with, Exhumed Visions and Gang and Deathbed Tapes and all my moderators and all my true fans. And just seeing how their day's going. It's cool how I can interact with people. But right now, I'm in a position where this just feels like the right decision. I can't say when I'm going to be back on YouTube permanently or officially, but if you see less videos on YouTube on my channel, don't worry. And I'm just doing my thing and trying to make the best of the life that I have. Looking back on it now, I could have spent less money on the booze and more money on paying that $50 off.
Yeah. A little bit less money on booze, maybe, as he drinks his beer. Yeah, there it is. A little bit less money on booze. Oh, he got too much there. Look out.
But I've decided to focus more on making my wands for the moment.
Because that's paying the bills. Those are paying a lot more than the text
Like I polished off
calling you like catfish.
Full pack and I'm not even drunk. It's beside the point.
Oh, God.
Oh,
excuse me.
You inhaled some of that.
I will say this. In life, we are throwing curveballs, and all we can do is make the best of the situation. Now, all things considered, I'm not doing too bad for myself. It's just a minor issue, but it got me thinking, I'm going to focus more on what makes me money instead of doing YouTube videos, which I like doing YouTube videos because I want to make the world a better place. I get tired of all the negativity.
He's doing so much on YouTube. YouTube has done nothing but make the world a better place. Really, it's a perfect platform to change society.
And just the hatred in our society for no reason other than you exist, and so therefore I hate you. Now, if I had $1 million, I would totally donate to St. Jude's and to all these awesome charities. That's why I'm not complaining about my shortcomings, to be honest, because it could be worse.
So he's like, if I was rich, I mean, like, that's non-provable. You're just like saying shit.
Well, the deal is he doesn't have to be rich, right? He just has to like give a little bit of his money away anyways, right? Like you could, in my case, I give to charity. I don't have to have $1 million to give to charity. Not that I go talking about it, but I certainly wouldn't go, man, if only I had more money, I'd give it away to people who need it. Then why not just, wouldn't it be better to hope for that? I don't know. Maybe make a video about St. Jude's and how awesome it is instead of like wishing you could help. Why don't you do something? Do something. I'm gonna poke him with a stick. Like get on the couch and be like, get up, yeah.
Appreciate y'all tuning in to watch the live stream. I'll sit here and stream with you for a bit. The new episode of Rick and Morty's not up yet unless I go to like a certain YouTube page.
Piracy. That's a crime, little guy.
No, do you think I want to take a break from
Rick and Morty
YouTube?
adventures?
Absolutely not. I love making YouTube videos, but making YouTube videos is stressing me out. Well, let's just be real with it. It's not making me any money. And, you know, gotta go where the money's at. So I'm going to be focusing on my wands and my Teespring merch and my tactical soap and my music. And ever since my YouTube channel got demonetized.
I've seen the shirt, and I can't say what's on the shirt, but it has a big pot leaf on it. It says hashtag fuck the R word. I don't know. Does that work? You know what I mean? I don't think that shirt's making enough money to pay rent in that place at all.
It's been tough, but I've been hanging in there. Last couple of days, people have been donating money, and I should have used that to pay off the $50 that I owe instead of buying booze and ordering DoorDash. But, you know, I got carried away with it. I got caught up in the glamour and glitz of it all, I guess.
The glamour and glitz. The glamour and glitz of DoorDash.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you know, every time the DoorDash person gets out of their car, they're like, hell yeah. And they strut right up to the front door. And I just got to look from behind and just envy the life of delivering food. That's much better than sitting on your couch getting alcohol poisoning for super chats. You know, if I got to pick between the two.
If I don't get that money, I'll get that paid off with my next batch of wands. Like, my account is already in the negative for like $30-$40. So
there's
and it gets to
right.
He's always overdrafting his bank account.
Point where you start self-reflecting and you're like, what am I doing with my life right now? And if it's not the best situation I could be presenting myself with, and I say to myself, I could do better, then I'm going to do better. You know?
I'm with you, Ben. I think somebody got a stern talking to from his PayPal.
Probably.
He's like, look, you turned off the super chats. That was where your money's coming from. I still know the guy at Wendy's.
No, I'm being sincere, YouTube. I don't want drama in my life. In fact, I live my life.
He's asking for money. It hurts.
Best of my abilities. You know, even if trolls don't find out where I work, they find out eventually, and that's just, you know, it's shit, because I'll have like a YouTube fan who talks to his buddy and says, oh, I saw Cobra working at such and such place. And then word spreads throughout the entire internet just off that alone. And that's how the trolls found out about my last job. So I started Cobra Crush Wands.
He broadcasted videos about his last job and I think they were from his job. So, you know, if I went to my workplace and recorded a big old YouTube video, I would just assume everybody would know, you know, right?
Yeah.
The trolls have tried their damnedest to ruin that, and it hasn't worked. I'm still self-employed through Cobra Craft.
Not that he should be harassed at work, but I also kind of doubt a little bit that, you know, the trolls came to Wendy's and Wendy's like, oh, fuck, it's the internet. The internet's here. Get him out of here.
Which is good.
Like,
you know
probably showed up drunk.
And, like, I'm not going to stop making videos. I just feel like a break is needed.
You were told that.
I feel like it's some kind of weird, like, arm twist for the people who are a little bit loose in the pocket for the, you know, immediate help. This feels like, I feel like I'm his dad and he's talking to me about this. I'm like, oh, well, here you go, son. Here's $50. This will cover your overdraft, and I guess go get yourself a six-pack.
Yep.
He wants that extra six-pack so bad. That's why he's angry. That's where it is. And the glass is magnifying his eyes. You can see his rage twice as clear. Look at him. He's dangerous. He's about to explode. Yeah, you can see, man. He's just so angry. Look at him. Oh, he's staring into my soul.
Have you seen his like rage videos where there was one he was selling a T-shirt and he misspelled it and people told him it. And he freaked out and like screamed, like screeched, and then he fixed it. But then something else was spelled wrong on it, and they told him he's like, ah.
Oh man!
I hope you all have a fantastic Monday.
He always looks like
Chat
he's about
is really
to blow
blowing
over.
up right now. No, believe me, I've already gotten lectured by my dad for having my account in the negative. And it just gets to the point where it's like, I could do better for myself. Now I want to keep making wands. So if you're going to see me on camera in the next couple of days, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm focusing on making my wands and my music and just doing my thing.
That's a video. You know, there lots of things can be videos. I can record myself mowing my yard. I can make little things on my desk. I can play video games. There's all sorts of things you can do for videos. Why would you ever have to quit?
Oh, no.
Hey, Billy's back.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I got something to say. Get on those headphones. We made it through 1/8 of the video.
Oh, my God. It's
Welcome back.
Ask for anyone's help. This is just something I got to do on my own, you know?
Oh,
he was definitely told not to stream anymore. I'm thinking his landlord, because he keeps mentioning, like, I'm not going to smoke inside. I'm not going to smoke illegal stuff. I'm spray painting the wands outside. Like, he's saying a lot of this, like, I'm doing this outside, not to do this in here. Like, he does it all publicly, and a landlord that, especially a private landlord that's not like a corporation that has the time to, like, sit down and be like, what's this guy doing? He's basically putting a security camera voluntarily on himself in their rental property. You know?
Yeah, you're right. It's worse than a security camera. It's public broadcasted, right? So yeah, he's putting a security camera, but he's broadcasting the interior of one of their rooms to the world, and there's lots of people seeing it.
And like 4 months ago, he was like, I'm not going to smoke anymore, because I think he had already gotten into trouble. And then like a week later, he's smoking cigars and shit.
Yeah. Well, it's a hell of a habit to kick for anybody, right? But when he argues,
why you go outside.
well, I can't smoke CBD only if it's legal, and I got to do it outside. You know, the medical argument probably came out. It was like, I need it for my medicines. But, you know, if it's that bad, why didn't he just vape? If he's, you know, I mean, he doesn't mind mixing Mountain Dew with all sorts of other gross stuff. Why doesn't he just, like, give up and vape?
What Cobes should do is cover that little chair there. It's not little, actually. That big-ass honking, like, couch seat chair.
Big old love seat.
It's not even a love seat because it's only one butt.
Yeah, it's just a fat chair.
Yeah, it's a fat-ass chair with big, fat, like, armrests on it.
I've heard people call those love seats before. I always thought it was the two seats.
Yeah, a love seat is two people.
People will call those big chairs love seats sometimes.
I wouldn't, but sure, like, it might be. Like, cover it with a green couch cover. There's one behind Billy right now. You can't even see the couch behind him, but there's a couch behind him. Get a green screen. Do whatever the fuck you want. And when people are like, don't do that, be like, I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
That's my studio I put up outside of town.
Yeah.
That green thing back there could have been in any place in the country. Definitely not where
But then people would just send him food to his house, and he'd go to the door and get it. They'd be like, see, we knew you were at home.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't be, though. Like, you know it's Cobes. He'd be like, guys, you sent me food again.
You're right.
They'd be like, see, you're not in your studio.
The Cobes move would be like, man, that cloth is expensive. I'm going to get some spray paint and just paint the wall green.
Yeah.
Remember the green chair?
Out from the fumes.
Yeah. I don't know. The fumes is just the bonus, man. That's like the flavor of making wands. Still, though, like, just the core argument that he has here is that my internet bill's due, my bank account is overdraft by $35 or $40. He said something along those lines. So he needs your money to get the internet on so he can make YouTube videos. But he could have recorded a month's worth of stuff with his internet down. He could have done all this other stuff. He's literally just asking for money.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Check my PayPal real quick.
All hate text messages are going to get blocked and deleted from my phone. I'm not even responding to it, so it's just pointless on the assholes.
Well, no, you just told them. They got what they wanted.
I don't like doing YouTube, but it's not
making your phone blown up. He could make videos with his phone. Look.
Give me the money.
He needs a magic wand to get rid of them, you know, just to fix his phone up.
No, look, I do appreciate the support that I've gotten. I can't get a job here in town because the trolls will fucking find out where I work and get me fired. All it takes is one YouTube fan to be like, I saw...
Do you think there are trolls that live where he lives that report what he does?
Probably.
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, or, there could have been somebody who's just a town over.
Well, then that's unfair, for sure.
They shouldn't be messing with his personal life at all,
if
right?
it's him,
Obviously,
leaking his own shit, I mean, he's making a big mistake.
That's the problem. Like, it's wrong if somebody leaks their own stuff and they get, messed with, right? But on the other end, he's taking no precaution to take care of himself, and there is inevitably a crazy person out there who's like, I can mess with this guy, and he's on camera, or wherever. Even if they could just mess with someone random, they'll just do it. You know what I mean? You open up this big Pandora's box, and now he can't close it. But I really don't think that if he, like you said, Ben, if he didn't mention it, right?
I don't know.
Like,
It's
hey, everybody,
Casper,
I'm
Wyoming.
low on beer and I'm overdrafted, and he didn't mention the job thing. He just quietly went out and went to a Payless shoe store or whatever.
There could be a couple of 14-year-olds that are fans of Danknet or whatever in Casper, Wyoming. They happen to go through Wendy's that day and see that it's King Cobra giving them their bags of food out the window and be like, oh my God, and then it's there.
Or it could be somebody who he's worked with before that he had a falling out with, and they could see him and share the information because they're like, fuck him. It could happen.
There's
we
the
don't
other
know.
thing. There's people locally that he knows that know him through the internet as King Cobra, so there's the other deal. He's known locally as who he is, and there's people who he knows locally who probably also think he may be a little bit of a funny guy, right?
And there's all those blondes that see him, the hot blondes that see him and say, hey, there's that sexy goth bad boy King Cobra from YouTube. They might snitch him out because he's turning them down because he's a celibate man.
Maybe. I still find it hard to believe that he couldn't just not mention it and just stealthily go out there and get a minimum wage job that nobody would notice. I mean, there's plenty of jobs that are just like warehouse jobs where it's like, he doesn't have to work at a Wendy's where there's a lobby.
One of his trolls is going to walk into the goddamn KFC and they're going to be like, damn, it smells good in here.
That's all it takes.
It's going to be him
One
and
of
his
his
tactical
dang
soap.
trolls is going to walk onto the freeway where he's mowing the grass for minimum wage for the government, and they're going to go, that's Cobes on the mower. Get him.
Going to miss the live streams. Best of luck, Cobes. You'll be okay. I certainly hope so, man. And I will be. It's just another bump in the road.
Yeah, let's get him a job working a ranch.
Yeah, let's just, for all intents and purposes, say that this Monday was not my best of
Llama
Monday.
will say something nasty.
Do you think that tattoo above that woman's armpit vagina was Cobes' S key tattoo he has? Think she had that above her arm vagina?
So.
That would
There was
make
some shit
sense.
earlier that I would rather not discuss on YouTube, but I think the break from YouTube will be good for me, and it'll be better for the people, the wrong people for the right reasons kind of thing, I guess.
It'd be better for the wrong people for the right reasons kind of thing, I guess. Welcome back. You're already back.
Me.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Large portion of this is devoted to him disliking people who troll him.
And
so,
he doesn't. He's like, my fans, my trolls. They're the same fucking thing.
Yeah, when he says my fans and my trolls, they are the same thing, and I mean that's fine. Yeah. It's funny. It's still funny, but I can't imagine how you could possibly help anybody who has the idea of I'm going to help Cobes. I'm going to make them better. You can't. You just got it like a June bug, bumping off of a light bulb. Eventually, it'll go, that hurts. It might mess, or it might just keep buzzing around. I think he's going to keep buzzing around.
That was such a folksy analogy that you just made. I love it.
Thank you.
A June bug bouncing off a light bulb. I love it. I love it.
Well, he does have the eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The glasses kind of bring it out.
Buggy ass eyes.
Yeah.
He smiles like a June bug. He's a beautiful,
like a June
sweet
bug
boy.
Bouncing off a light bulb. But he's got his beer. He's got his cell phone. He's got his internet. He's got his little creepy puppet. He's got a vacuum cleaner and a car. You know, he's got it pretty good.
Is that a beer or an energy drink?
It looks it looks like a seltzer to me, actually.
Oh,
I think it might
shut
be
my
a
mouth.
seltzer.
I didn't know they sold those in tall boy size.
Oh yeah. Even like we have a type of beer here called Rainier beer, and it's been here for a long time. I guess like 50, 60 years maybe.
Yeah.
And they're putting out like seltzer tall boys now. It's
it's like a new thing with the alcohol companies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
owned by
all right.
Pabst, but it wasn't originated by Pabst, but Pabst like bought up Rainier beer here.
We used to have Olympia beer. That was a big
It's
thing.
gone now?
Well, I think it's.
I think I've seen it in stores.
I think it's very hard to find.
I've seen it like on the shelf in a store
Yeah,
before.
it used to come from here. I think it comes from somewhere else now. Maybe the Pabst
Really?
Blue Ribbon people picked it up too. I don't know. I don't know the
that
exact
makes sense.
history. The seltzer wars. We have San Juan Seltzers, which is a local seltzer company based out of the San Juan Islands of Washington State.
Beautiful.
Those are my favorite seltzers. If you're ever in the area, you get yourself a San Juan seltzer.
Are they like low carb?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that low carb kombucha, like alcoholic kombucha. You know what I'm talking about? They have like 0 calories, and it might even be 0 carbs.
I don't know if it's 0 calories, is it?
Is it?
I
Or
think
maybe
it's 0
like 30
carbs.
calories?
No.
Like
I thought they were
The
like
alcohol is a
100.
problem with that, but probably no like sugar.
100?
So you
I
know
thought
what?
they were.
I think maybe you're right. I don't remember.
Yeah, 80 to 100 or something.
It was
but
low, like super, like 0 carbs and like low calorie for
I
alcohol.
bought a 4-pack from Whole Foods. It was pretty
Yep,
good.
that's where they sell it out here.
I can't
Whole
find it
Foods.
anymore. Every time I go to Whole Foods, it's like
Really?
floated out somewhere. I don't know. The ones I got the one
Maybe
time,
they went out of business.
Can't find them. Alcohol
It's
has
still
carbs,
infinitely more interesting than what's going on with Cobes.
but it's sugar alcohol carbs, right?
Foods.
Yeah.
Sugar alcohol doesn't work the same as regular carbs, so it's interesting how that works.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't, like, the sugar alcohol doesn't count towards a net carb, but the alcohol processing of the sugar alcohol carbs will cause your body not to process the other carbs until they process that first.
Hellbent, would you like to continue the show with us on twitch.tv/drunkenpeasants? Because we're.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay. All right. We're
We
gonna
got time. And you know what? I saw that you're loading up the Cobes video and it was on 2X. I'm like, oh man, I hope this is a clip show. And I noticed it wasn't. I'm like, oh, this is going to go forever.
Yeah, the bite size. You know what? We've had bite size in our chat before, which I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
it's bite size Cobra. Like, I was kind of like marking out for a second there. Bite size Cobra.
Yeah,
Everyone.
well, as we all know, streams are the worst, right? So giving Cobes streaming was the worst thing to ever happen to the platform.
Give it. Go to twitch.tv/drunkenpeasants. Go there now because we're going directly in there in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Hellbent, here on YouTube at the end of this episode, anything you want to make the people watching aware of that you're doing or anything?
Oh, well, I play video games on my channel if you're interested in that. It's pretty bland. And I act in cartoons. Other than that, I just kind of flop around on the internet. So, you know, watch Salmonation. Salmonation's good people.
Oh,
There you
man.
go.
Sam T is one of my favorite. He used to do something called Ebola World, which I think he changed when that was like a pandemic that was going on.
Yeah. He changed the name because it's like,
Yeah,
you
it was
know.
pretty bad 'cause people were
you don't
dying
wanna
of it.
He changed it to
you
Corona
don't wanna
time.
name. Yeah. It kind of feels bad, right? But yeah, no, he did
Everyone
funny
look up
Bible story stuff.
Messed
Good
up
stuff.
Bible stories. Everyone look
Yeah.
up messed up Bible stories. That was the first thing I'd ever seen. I ran into him because me and him lived in the same city for a little while. I've been a fan of his for years. He did like the Taco Man gaming series.
He's been like in the internet animator minds probably almost as long as anybody. Like he's at least in the top 5 of like people who've continued to. Usually somebody would have fell off by like.
I knew him when
2012.
he was like not getting a lot of views. He blew up like within the last 10 years. He blew up.
Oh
Maybe-
yeah, real good guy too.
Yeah.
Like out of anybody you could work with, he's always just a happy dude. I've worked with some folks in acting that take it very seriously, and it's disappointing. So when I run across somebody who's like, hey, we're just making a cartoon, man. It's fun. I'm like, hey, there we
great.
go. So, you know,
are you
ain't
in
nothing
some
to-
of those Sam T stuff? Like,
Yeah. So there's Dead by Daylight parodies. I play Jeff and Frank. Frank sounds like this. A little bit high pitched, not quite.
Can you imagine hiring Hellbent for him to do a high voice?
Yes.
Like what?
It's about the only higher pitch I can do.
I know.
You don't want to put on a Brooklyn accent too much. It sounds like you're doing Jerry Lewis. So you take it out and you just kind of make it a little bit more nice lady.
All right, guys. Yeah. Twitch.tv/Drunken Peasants. We are going there right now. And go there or else you're a loser.
Thank you, Seth Looks and DJ Fixel, for your donos.
Thank you. I want to personally thank Hellbent. Do you want to thank him?
It's good to see you, Hellbent.
All right. Oh, shit. The Oddities theme is going to play.
We're
I'm
going
doing
to
it
Twitch.
intentionally
I'll see you
right
there, too.
now.
Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear. Clee disappear.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.